Zaslow, did you sleep last night?
I slept like a baby last night. I am fresh and ready to go. Look at this face right here. Look at this face.
You can't see the face because it's the shadow show. And
Look at it.
There's no video. Hold on a second. There's no video yet.
The audience doesn't know this, but during the shadow show, we all have our eyes closed so that we can be like the audience.
So here, this is the thing, right? I would like us to tell the audience and for the audience to know that, yes, during the shadow show, the reason that we're doing it is because we all have our eyes closed, and we are remembering what the show was when it was only an audio experience, only audio. And so let's all close our eyes right now and do what Chris wants us to do.
The Naked Chris segment.
Please.
I'm now naked, only wearing a hat because that's my thing. Good callback. Back to you.
No, I'd like to stay with the spirit. Okay. Look, I haven't gotten the shadow show where I wanted it. The way that I wanted the shadow show to work is us milling about and just talking the way we do in the morning meeting. And if they overhear it, they overhear it. That's what I wanted it to be. But we didn't get there. But let's do it now as an exercise with Zaslow, old-timey 790 radio. Zaslow, you can do that with your eyes closed, could you not?
Yeah, I'll roll out of bed. I'll hit it out of the park. Come on.
This is why he's a rising star in the business. This is why we're lucky to have his time. ESPN, yesterday he ran out of here. To do what with ESPN? They're pulling him by the ear. They want to send him into the stratosphere.
Yesterday was a long day. I did afternoon drive yesterday on ESPN, which I love. It's great.
No, but I'm saying Zaslow's a rising star. Everybody knows it. He's a legend in this industry, and now he's got stakes on the next few shows because the reason I was asking you how you slept last night, I figured that with the Pearl Jam tickets still up in the air, you would have slept much more peacefully because there was hope now that there wasn't before.
Yeah, that's why I slept really well. I was able to get through the night because even though I don't have the tickets in hand, it feels like I might be going. So, yeah.
All right, Chris, this is what I would like for you to help me with.
Still naked.
Through the entirety of the show, naked, Chris. Thank you. Just a hat. The entirety of the show today, I would like for all of us to work together to see how high we can get the stakes on Rising Star Zaslow at ESPN Radio, who's very busy right now, will give us the entire hockey playoffs, will give us what in exchange for the hardest ticket in South Florida, and I don't know how long, Pearl Jam in an intimate venue 10 minutes from his home.
So close, I could walk there. I wouldn't walk there because I'd be sweaty by the time I got there, but I could if I wanted to. It's that close.
Can't be more difficult than a Taylor Swift concert. No way. Come on. The most difficult ticket. I feel like we're prisoner of the moment right here.
Okay, Taylor Swift was playing in a venue of 60,000 seats.
That's true.
Are you saying that Pearl Jam's better than Taylor Swift?
No, I'm saying that it's a harder ticket. You're right.
A harder ticket?
Yeah, it's only like 8,000 seats. You know how math works, right?
I don't think I'm right. You think I'm right?
Yeah, I think you're right that it's an incredibly hard ticket.
You think it's a harder it can't be a harder ticket than Taylor Swift.
I love that Dan said this is the hardest ticket in South Florida.
Yeah, now he's mad that I agree.
Yeah, so it's like, wait, why are you arguing?
Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the walking. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls better tell me I'm awesome. Yeah, hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the sheets. You came for one man, forget my peace. You take the west, I'll take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Not so tough, but minds keep walking. Yeah, just too sharp with the prize. White girls, better tell me I'm awesome. Yeah, hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
Okay, so if America thought this show was annoying. This show was annoying when Mike Ryan and Jeremy are Heat homers and Parrot Keek.
Oh, yeah, baby.
All right, so wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be bad. I mean, this is going to be bad today because people do not like when the playoffs start in the NBA, and we're going to start with Heat talk because I was the most wrong yesterday. I predicted matter-of-factly how they would lose, and they did not lose that way at all. They go to Chicago, and they win, and in the last 15 games, you could talk yourself into some Andrew Wiggins, and, of course, they will lose to Cleveland. But last night, I looked like a fool to start. I am totally wrong, again. But Zaslow's going to be worse than Jeremy, Mike Ryan, two-time champion broadcaster, about what that Heat victory meant last night.
I'm fairly certain they're going to be the first 10 seed to get to the finals. Fairly certain. Not 100%. Fairly certain. What a night. What a day. I had a day. Like, can we be honest for a second? It's a good day. We're doing good day or bad day. It's a good day.
He thinks it's a good day because he's very close to these Pearl Jam tickets. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have said something. Wa Bellamy, thank you for being the executive producer today, and thank you, John Amici, for finally getting someone to wear a costume. Roy, I have to admit, you look great in a hockey uniform.
Thank you. I appreciate that. There's one problem, though. I've had an itch on my nose for the past 10 minutes, and I can't get to it.
I would love to scratch your nose.
No.
Let me do it for you.
Oh,
All right,
geez.
come on. It's on the right
All right,
side.
so here, this is
They're
him.
gonna have a moment.
Okay, no,
They're
you
having
know
a
what?
moment.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is,
there we go. There it is.
It's a moment.
It looks like he's picking his nose.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you.
all right, so thank you, Wa Bellamy, for being in the executive producer seat today. It's a difficult job. I would say to you, it's a difficult job when you're not wearing equipment. It doesn't seem like you can move very well. You're very imposing. You look more like a leader than you ever have because you're the biggest body in the room.
Oh, yeah. Also, I had the captaincy on the old jersey, so that also helps. I'm the captain today.
Okay, but you're the captain, but I don't look. That's a big job. Chris Cody can tell you, Chris. Like what? I'm worried about his ability to do a very technical job today in this costume.
I got the A today. I'm here to support Roy. Anything he needs.
Yeah, alternate captain over there. I
right.
appreciate
What
you.
makes you worry that he's wearing gloves and he has to press buttons?
I always thought the A stood for assistant.
No, it's alternate.
Alternate.
It should be
Come on,
assistant.
man. An amateur hour.
It should be assistant.
You're assisting the captain?
You're the assistant captain.
No, that's not how that
Alternate.
works.
Roy looks like one of those mannequins you see at the team store that's fully clothed, head to toe, and all the gear. Right when you walk in,
A
it's
progressive
right
team store.
He looked strapping. Look, you guys are going to tell me I've got this wrong. Roy Bellamy walked in the room today. He did so in a hockey uniform. He's a champion. Roy Bellamy enters these hockey playoffs with a hockey show, occasionally on Fridays, and he's a defending champion. Zaslow can't say that.
No, I'm not a hockey champion. No.
Also, you're not wearing skates. Roy's wearing skates right now.
Roy-
Go ahead, show the cameras. There it is.
Wow.
Roy is more of a hockey media legend in this market than Zaslow is. You would agree,
Wow.
correct? You would agree?
Yeah, I mean, he's a hockey guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So Roy's in charge today, but his equipment doesn't work. Yes, this is what's going to – Chris, you're not being helpful.
He's trying to plug his thing back
Chris,
in. Look at him.
Chris.
Oh, he's cheating. Oh, that's
Chris.
cheating, Roy.
Chris.
What's up?
He can't do the job this way, Chris.
I think he's crushing it.
Tony, Zaslow is a Heat homer. Jeremy is a Heat homer. I mean,
What are you talking about?
I need you to rein Zaslow in here because they will excite themselves very quickly about the idea of, well, if Andrew Wiggins is healthy and it's a big three with two All-Stars and somebody's doing the scoring, can we talk ourselves into culture can do something for 6 games?
They tried to blow the game last night. What are you talking about,
No,
Cleveland?
they
tried to blow
didn't.
the game last night in the
There
second
was
half.
not a single moment in that game that you thought Chicago had a chance. You know what? Let's just get to brass tacks here. You know what happened to the Bulls last night? Does somebody want to ask me what happened to the Bulls last night?
Zaz, what happened to the Bulls?
Got that ass took.
Oh, not again. Not again with this.
Rising star.
Tony, it's not fair.
I told you what the game plan was yesterday, Dano, during against the spread. All you got to do is kick this game down the road. It's the Bulls. Let them have something. Who cares? All right, you focus on 2%. You focus on 9.4% to get a top 4 pick. All of a sudden, now we're going to be playing Atlanta. Then, you beat Atlanta. Then you go to Cleveland. Like, what are we doing?
Just mentioning a bunch of W's is what you're doing.
They got one more opportunity on Friday, Tony.
They do.
They got an opportunity to make things right on Friday. Just let Trae Young have like 40 and say, oh, what are we going to do? Trae Young went crazy, and Onyeka Okongwu was a killer on the boards and all that
47 rebounds. It's never happened before.
Dyson Daniels had 17 steals in the first quarter, and then we just lost the game after that, and no one will be none the wiser.
You're talking about the greatest play-in team in the history of the NBA. And that right there is not something you could dispute because all the facts are on my side. And you think the greatest play-in team in the history of the NBA is going to Atlanta tomorrow? They're losing to the stupid Hawks? That's what you're trying to tell me?
It's so ridiculous to play a game where it's like, hey, let's compete for who can't get Cooper Flag. Huh? And it's just like, I'd rather lose. Like, when we had Jimmy, I was in the team of, let's just get in the dance. We have a chance. Zaz, Jeremy, you guys know.
That's a bar.
That's
a bar right there.
They know this team can't make it. This team, without Jimmy, this team's not making that run. With Jimmy, you could say we have a chance. Let's give me that 3% chance at Cooper Flag.
Did you see what Tyler Hero did last night?
I did. He was nice.
Tony, they're stealing your shit. You told us you were so ahead. Look, man, people make fun of Tony around here. Tony had real vision. He told us years ago, just tank for the 0.0001% chance that the 7.7 inflatable car wash guy who flaps in the wind won't break. And you said, don't try to win. Tank. And get Wembanyama.
And look at him. He's become the best player in the NBA almost. And on the shoulder thing, the blood clot, who can see that coming? But again, we thought it was going to be an ankle. We thought it was going to be a knee, a hammy, whatever.
We thought it was going to be something else.
Something else.
We could all see it coming. He's 7'7" or whatever. They're not supposed to be that big.
Or flying that much, which is another story.
No, let's say what it is, though. What the blood clot or whatever it was going to be, it was going to be something.
It's going to be something. But I'd rather it be something here than be something somewhere else, right? So now I implore you guys, again, one more time. Okay, see what we're looking at here. We have almost, I don't even know what the percentage is. It's like 1,000% better to get Cooper Flag than we do Wembanyama at that point.
And we keep talking about Cooper Flag, but there's Ace Bailey, there's Dylan Harper, there are other great players in this draft. You've got almost a 10% chance of moving to that top 4 versus getting your head caved in by the Cleveland Cavaliers in a couple of nights. I mean, what's the point?
I don't know about that. I don't see anyone in the Heat jersey that's getting their head caved in. I don't know what you're talking about. Cleveland Cavaliers. What have they ever won?
Okay, here we go. So listen to me. This is a problem we're going to have with Zaz. Somebody look up brass tacks for me. I don't know. Do you know what it means to get down to brass tacks? I don't really know what it means. I know it sounds like something, but I don't know what it means. Do you, Zaz?
Yeah, it means we're getting serious.
Okay, that's not an answer to my question. What are brass tacks?
I don't know. That's the thing I said.
Yeah.
They're these little tacks, and they're made out of brass.
Yeah, literally, it's what it is.
TACKS.
What do they do?
Yes.
They get everybody's attention. It gets you serious.
This is not.
That's brass tacks.
Okay, look, this is not going to work around here. If Zazzler's just trying to get off phrases, and he already got off one with "got that ass took."
You want to ask me what Tyler Hero did last night? Somebody asked me what Tyler Hero did last night.
What Tyler Hero do last night?
Look, that ass. Come on now. You know what I'm talking about?
Kind of walked into that one.
You know what I'm talking about?
It's a great trick. He has it in all shapes and sizes.
Got him.
All right. So look, I will not be talked into a Miami Heat playoff run. You will not. I will not have the team be what it's been all year. Be confused at every turn with, hey, you got 2 All-Stars. It should all be better than it. Oh, okay. So maybe a bomb goes off and Andrew Wiggins can be Jimmy Butler if you give him 20 healthy games. What? Can we figure it out? And talk ourselves into the Cavs aren't a whole lot better than the Heat, and you can't talk yourself into any of this. Not even a game against the Cavs.
I think the big problem is when you look at the Heat overall, the team doesn't really have a runway of improvement. Not with the current guys, and cap space is still at least a year away. So in a draft like this, having that pick as opposed to not having it, not having a lottery pick, not having a pick at all because it goes to Oklahoma City if you make the playoffs, it's kind of important to give this team a little bit more assets in the cupboard.
Well, they are going to get Golden State's pick. Like they are going to have a first-round pick. It's going to be in the late teens. instead of, what would have been the early teens. Come on. Like, what are we talking about here? It's not that much of a difference.
Talking about a chance to jump into the top 4.
Ah,
That's what
but come on. A 3% chance. That's what we're talking
That's
about.
the Cooper flag, buddy.
It's
a 10% chance to jump in the top 4.
Chance.
It's again the top 4. Right. I'm talking about to get number 1. Yes, correct.
Number 1 is a stretch. I always say, look.
You think? I mean, that literally never happened for this franchise. Never.
We're due.
It's true.
I just love that we're having the exact same conversation and show that we had during the play-in in 2023 as we were doing this exact same thing about a can't-miss prospect. And you tried to tell us then, and the team that lost the play-in game just got the pick that they were projected for, did not get Victor Wembanyama, and the Heat went on to go to the finals. And I'm not saying that this is the same team. I'm not saying this is the same team at all. But I just can't believe even a fan base that has witnessed the impossible happen wouldn't want to give themselves a chance at a fun playoff series and would rather rely on ping pong balls when through 2028, the amount of first-round picks that you have will not change regardless. It's just the year.
But you just said this team is not the same. Like in
Not
that
the
sentence,
same-
you're
not
like,
the same
I'm not
construct.
saying that this team is not as good.
Well, if you want me to do that thing, like we all celebrated Jimmy Butler as being the greatest play-in performance the other night, and then Tyler Hero went out and scored the same amount of points more efficiently. So
On
he
the
can be
road.
great. He can be great. So can Bam Adebayo, and I know that from talking to them, they're certainly not afraid of the Cavs. They
From
want
talking
it.
to them,
They want it.
Jeremy just hit the room with a from talking to them.
I want to know the day that you talk to them and they say, Jeremy, I'm a little nervous. I'm nervous about the Hawks on Friday.
Come on.
I think they're more. If I had
Jeremy,
to bet, they're more concerned about playing the Hawks on Friday than going into a 7-game series with Cleveland. They knowing themselves.
That doesn't make sense.
The 1-game sample. Well, I actually think we might have had this exact conversation and this exact take 2 years ago as well.
Let me just say right now, real quick. There's a difference between scoring 38 against the Bulls versus scoring 38 versus Memphis. Yeah. Right? What Jimmy did on Tuesday night was everything that when you think of, oh, this is a team that could make a run. Jimmy and Steph Curry doing what they did versus what I saw last night, which is, why is this game even happening? Like this shouldn't even, this 9-10, this one should have been eliminated. Right? Like these, neither of these teams is going to do anything. We're just wasting time.
That's a good slogan. It is what Zaslow, don't laugh at that. Don't laugh at that because we are all wasting time. But Zaslow will not believe that. He will never believe that. He's more in the tank for the Heat than anyone has ever been.
Not true. I'm sitting next to him.
I just like Adam Silver's playing. We're wasting time.
I mean, we are. We're wasting time talking about a game because it's the last embers of the dynasty, unless you want to believe one last time somebody surprised us, sports, please. It's the only argument I have.
You know who I feel bad for? I feel bad for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
That's right.
Everybody else,
This train is coming.
No.
everybody else knows who they're going to play at. Boston knows they're playing Orlando. The Knicks know they're playing the
Cavs
Pistons.
know who they're going to play.
No, they don't. They got to do advanced scouting on.
They've known for a few days, actually.
You missed, that in that small window that the Cavs, Zaslow warned, this train is coming.
I didn't miss it. I ignored it.
Well, you can't ignore it. Listen, I want you to, please, somebody put a camera and bring it close to Zaslow's face, because if Heat fandom were to have a face of its most passionate cavemanery over the last 15 years of consuming Heat basketball in a way that is and was deeply unhealthy. He was doing morning shows that aged him about 15 years and about 3.
Look at this face.
He was doing post games at midnight, like 4 hours before. Radio carved this man up. He loved the Heat during the hardest time. It built an economy, and now today that face is here to tell you he's not going to bow. That train is coming.
Look at this face.
Nice skin.
You sure you got good sleep last night?
Very good.
So where are we with these Pearl Jam tickets? Chris Cody, what should these negotiations be? Because it appears
What a day.
I can't believe what I'm about to tell you, Chris Cody. our ticket people for Zaslow combined have gotten Zaslow an ability to have not just, possibly in the best case scenario here, not just great tickets to both nights, great tickets, but also 2 other tickets for one of the nights. Because we had an accident and too many people calling in
not an accident.
Power at the same time.
Well, I'd like to know, because Zaz sounds very confident in the Heat. He also sounds very confident in these Pro Jam tickets.
No, I don't have them yet. Like, I'm hopeful.
What are you more confident in?
I like
that
where
you'll be at Pro
Amy's doing
Jam, or that the Heat will beat the Cavs?
Well, I don't have the Pearl Jam tickets yet in my hand, and Dan, we still have a lot of negotiating to do right here.
The Heat don't have.
I don't have any negotiating to do with the Heat. It's happening.
The Heat don't have the 8 seed in hand either.
Can we be serious for a second here? Like, this isn't fantasy. I mean, get serious, all right? Wasting time.
See, this is what Zaz is doing to you, Amin, is he is saying to you, please stop getting me to comment with respect for the Hawks. Like, look at what my face is over the last 15 years. It is not threatened by Hawks basketball.
John Koncak's not walking through that door.
So maybe if the Hawks beat the Heat, you only go to one night?
A Pearl Jam?
Yeah.
No. Like,
oh, you're not that confident in the Heat.
Oh, no, I thought you were asking, like, would I not go to Pearl Jam because I have to stay home and
so
watch
wait a
the
minute.
Heat?
So, Chris, hold on a minute. That is a good bet. Hold on. So, could we actually bet right now, since there are 2 extra tickets, would Zaslow be willing to make a bet that is the Heat will beat the Hawks? If they do, you get the 2 tickets. If they don't, you don't get either ticket.
Whoa.
Like, what are you willing
That
to...
would be the highest stakes ever for me watching a Miami Heat game. And I was there for the Heat playing Game 7 against the Spurs.
You're confident, though. You're super confident in the Heat.
No, I am confident in the Heat, but do I want to sit there sweating out that if the Heat were to lose that game, so I lose Pearl Jam tickets, I would hate the Heat. I wouldn't be able to recover. The stakes would be so high for me. I don't like that.
Well, no, we're doing it then.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that.
What do you mean? No. So
They're going to take that ass, right?
Well, they are, yes.
That's the whole part.
Done.
That's the whole part of a bet. You have to, if you're confident, you risk something.
Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it.
Woo!
Screw it. The Hawks? The Hawks? The Hawks are going to prevent me from... Yeah, screw it. Let's do it.
So we're in this scenario. We're giving him the first night, the 2 tickets, and now this Heat game determines whether he gets Saturday.
Let me just stop you for a second, okay? Because I'm simply worried about Wah Bellamy. I asked him before the show to get me the sound of me just saying matter-of-factly yesterday. Just matter-of-factly. The Heat will lose that game. They will have a lead late, and then they will lose it because they're bad late in games because they can't score. Matter-of-factly, and then the season, yes, will be over. And I got it all wrong. And I asked Roy to get that for Gas Bag of the Week, to make me the Gas Bag of the Week. But when I asked him for it, his stick broke. He had some trouble with an entanglement with his skate. And
an entanglement.
And because of how long it took him to walk in here in that costume, he can't touch the buttons that I need to get so that I get the sound of me getting it matter of fact wrong. And Wah Bellamy can't do his job correctly today.
I just want to say to Zaslow right now, as you accept this wager, like gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-787-9777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly.
It's hard to do. This is the stakes. And this is big because Zaslow, please a minute or less, can you tell us, explain your Pearl Jam fandom if you were trying to impress somebody?
There is nothing in my life that brings me as much joy as seeing Pearl Jam. I love them so much. I started going when I was 16 years old. I fell in love with them. I've seen them 27 times. It's not a competition, but I've seen them 27 times. And now I take my son with me, sometimes both, but now I take my son with me. He's 16. I was 16 when I first started going to shows. So it's the thing that we do now together, and it's like the greatest joy in my life.
Does he genuinely like it?
Loves it.
Because my dad brought me to a Bob Dylan concert.
We're not talking Bob Dylan. We're talking Pearl.
And I was just like, you like this music, huh, Dad?
Loves him. Loves him.
All right, so father-son connection through music. It's the you feel the music and you know all the lines and you know the set lists and you can remember what they played in what order in 2003.
Oh my God! I mean, give me. I'll name every song in 2 notes. All right, I know every song they're about to play. I love it.
All right,
much.
so the stakes on this are: he is so confident that the so help me with this. The Atlanta Hawks will have their ass taken, or they're going to have their ass
get
taken.
that ass took.
Okay, see,
you understand tense, right?
No, I don't. You're too fast for me here.
Too relaxed.
Yeah, well, this is his signature catchphrase.
One of them. I got a few.
Yeah.
I mean, that's old school. You got to evolve.
The stakes are: you're so confident the Heat will take that ass that you are willing to say right now that 2 Pearl Jam tickets that you have secured for one of the nights, good seats, is the bet.
We're betting for the second show now, right?
We're betting for a show that there's 2 extra tickets to. I don't know which show it is.
Wait, so he's only risking the 2 extra tickets? That feels like he's not risking a lot.
No, he
Are you
shouldn't be
kidding?
able to
Of
go
course
to
I'm
one of the
risking a
nights.
lot.
No.
I need to be at both shows. I'm risking everything here.
No, I'm confused.
Okay,
are
so
there
forgive
4
me.
tickets to
Thank
one of
you.
the shows?
All right, no, this. I'm going to explain this again. I know people hate their math, so here's the deal. Somehow, this very difficult ticket, because so many people were calling in favors yesterday.
More difficult than Taylor Swift.
This is an embarrassment of riches. It honestly embarrasses me that Zaslow's not only going to be able to get his dream scenario, possibly, of 2 shows, 2 nights, great seats, dream scenario. It's why you couldn't sleep for how long?
It's been a few weeks now. I've been
Because
very worried.
you were not going to get tickets.
Yeah.
And you were not going to get good tickets.
Not going to get tickets.
All right, so we are +2 on his dream scenario. In this scenario, he can bring guests to one of the games, and he gets his dream scenario. Now, what needs to be taken away there, Chris, for the stakes to be high enough for you, for the stakes to be Zaslow's going to work for us for free through the hockey playoffs? Like, we're going to figure out how to make the bet. Zaz works for free for months.
With the confidence he has in the Heat, I think if the Heat lose against the Hawks, he needs to not be able to go to one of the nights.
I agree.
Zaz, please play responsibly.
Okay, but so when I say no, then what happens?
How much do you believe in the Heat?
Do I just get the tickets anyway?
No. How much do you believe in the Heat? The stakes are, say publicly, whether you actually believe 100% and it's not a character, that there's going to be an ass taken here.
Yeah, the Heat, I mean, like...
No, do you know it or do you not?
Yeah, the Heat are going into Atlanta tomorrow night. They're winning that game.
Okay, so you're so sure of it that I'll take one night away. One total night away.
If they lose.
Well, but the point is, why do I have to do that? Can I just say...
To prove your allegiance to the Heat and how much you believe in them.
He's making a great point. He's saying, basically, if I'm going to wager, it's because I'm going to win an even greater prize.
Right,
So
like if I
maybe
have the thing,
backstage passes, right? What if we said if he's right, he gets backstage passes on top of it, but if he's wrong, he doesn't get to go at all.
But if
we've introduced stakes.
No, if you don't take the bet, you're just admitting to us that you don't actually believe in the Heat.
Yeah, but who gives a shit? I want to go to Pearl Jam.
I'm just saying that's what you're doing.
Wait a minute! Then the whole thing falls apart. You guys don't understand how this works. No. Zaslow has to be tested for his Heat allegiance, and the stakes have to be you don't get one of the things in the dream scenario. Can't be we just all go back to normal afterward because he didn't actually care about it that much.
$500 bar tab, courtesy of Dan, if you get it right.
Now we're
what,
talking.
Am I trying to get alcohol poisoning?
Dinner too.
It's a totally different game.
I'm just trying to add something. If he wins, I'm trying to play the game here.
All right. So, I mean, I feel like we're negotiating very poorly here. You understand that what is it? The value of what is here is Zaslow's dream scenario plus. That is available to him right now in exchange for he's got to work for free if he gets those tickets. But he's now got his Heat allegiance being tested because he says he believes in the Heat, but he doesn't actually.
But I think, look, you gave him the reward. He's already got it in pocket.
That's what it's about.
He's got no point in proving his allegiance to you.
That's what it's about.
You already took that ass.
Took that ass. So what's the point?
But we're seeing how scared you really are as a Heat fan. That's what you're revealing.
But this is the other thing.
No, but I'm not scared.
No, but you are.
No, but this is the thing, guys. This is what I'm saying. How do we put the stakes on this so, yes, the tickets are secured. Zaz will not get them unless the stakes are this needs to happen or Zaz works for free.
I think that's the thing.
That's probably the wager. That's probably the wager.
Yeah. So if the Heat win,
am I willing to put the Heat win on the line versus working for free? That's probably the wager.
So that he does not right now. He has nothing, and the stakes on all of this have to be for Zaslow's Pearl Jam allegiances, for his Heat allegiances, for him to test, win or lose, one bet. I either get my dream night or not if this happens.
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready. If that's the wager, so Pearl Jam tickets, you have them. I don't have them. You have them for me. Am I wagering to get those tickets?
You will never get those tickets unless the stakes are decided by the end of this. Like, it has been decided. Zaz does not have the tickets.
I don't have tickets.
He does not have the tickets and will not get the tickets unless it gets decided before the end of the show today.
So we basically rescinded our offer from yesterday.
Well, no,
we didn't know we had the tickets.
That's a fair question.
We didn't know we had the tickets. Yes, that offer's been rescinded. David Sampson negotiated poorly. Everyone agrees with that, correct?
Yeah, he just gave them away.
That
Almost
was such
always,
an easy
yeah.
yes for me.
No, but that's privilege.
like 4
Come
shows.
on, that's privilege. Jesus, that's a show-off move by him. Like, that's honest to God. Obnoxious. Oh, you
David?
can't? Obnoxious.
David Sampson. We're talking about the same guy?
Come on.
The best part is I went home yesterday and I said to my son, I said, hey, I think we got Pearl Jam tickets. He was so happy. He was so pumped. And he says, how? I say, well, David Sampson from the Le Batard Show. And my son goes, you mean the guy everyone hates?
Yep.
Yeah.
Uncle David.
He's a problem.
Chris, how would you react? I'm your father. I walk in and say, buddy, guess what I got?
Hey, Dad.
We got Bob Dylan tickets from David Sampson.
Yay. I'm super excited to spend time with you, Dad. That's not really someone I want to go watch, though.
That one hurts me for your dad, that he took you to Bob Dylan and you didn't care at all.
I was just looking around. I'm like, what are we doing here? He's just like,
It's so disrespectful.
To who? To Bob Dylan or to Greg?
No, it's just look. Greg and Chris not connecting here has to infuriate his father. That because you're not
Elton John, I kind of get. Like, he showed me Elton John. I like Elton John. The Bob Dylan thing, I was just like,
All right,
It sounds like Greg took you to an Eric Reed concert.
it's the third time you've sent me to this concert.
You guys understand, and please help me figure it out. It's not that confusing. Tony, I need your help. Wah, I need your help. Jeremy, I need your help. We got off to a stumbling start because I don't understand how to make the stakes to the bet. But the stakes have to be Zaslow being tested for all of his allegiances, all of his Pearl Jam allegiances, all of his Heat allegiances. Has to have a single bet that will put him at risk of getting nothing at all or getting a bounty beyond his dreams. And the stakes are he'll also somewhere in here have to work for free for the entire hockey playoffs.
Okay, I think we've got it. So to combine tickets, working for free, and making sure that we're not rescinding offers that were made before. If the Heat win, Zaslow gets tickets to both nights of Pearl Jam and actually gets paid to work here for the work that he does. But if the Heat lose, he gets one night of Pearl Jam tickets and has to work for free.
No, I think if
We have
they
to take
lose
away entirely? That's crazy.
You got to put Pearl Jam on the line, buddy.
Oh, man.
Pearl Jam.
I was trying to hedge that at least a little for you,
Let's see how much he
Zaslow.
believes in the Heat.
and indentured servitude. That's the other part of this.
They're going to take that ass.
Well,
He
yeah, it's
believes
not
in
just
him.
how much do I believe in the Heat. It's also working for free. My wife loves money. I don't know if you know this about wives. They love money.
They love it.
So that I have to go home and
comment.
tell her I'm working for free. Not the ideal scenario. Wives love money.
You love Pearl Jam.
I love Pearl Jam so much
The
more than
stakes,
I love money.
the stakes have to be all or nothing here, people. Like, you understand it. This is a magical place where music and sports meet, and please help me figure it out because Wah is in trouble. Is the sound ready?
Yes, it is, Dan.
Can you press it with your gloves? I actually wanted in the local hour to talk about simply a play-in game against Chicago that they will lose late after leading because they can't do anything late in games because they have a systemic problem.
Gas bag of the week.
Fairest thing ever said around here. So matter of fact, and this will happen, and this will happen, this will happen, because I literally know it all. As if I know anything about sports. Been faking it for 40 years. I can't tell you what's going to happen. It wasn't that. And the Heat has taught me no lessons over 15 years, because every time they do this, I'm like, oh, that's stunning. Is it?
That third quarter, though, you felt like, I'm a genius. It's all happening now.
I think Giddey hit like back-to-back threes, and you're like, oh, here we go.
No
That dunk he
way.
had
There
on the
was not a
baseline.
single moment that you thought that the Bulls were making that. The Bulls, the closest they got was like 13.
Do you understand that the stakes on this Heat season, I mean, yeah, maybe they get a whale or whatever, but the stakes on this Heat season is you're playing what feels like the last embers of what was a pretty cool thing for 15 years, and here's where the meteor falls apart. They're not nearly as good as these other teams. They needed someone like Jimmy at the top of this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it all depends on how you view Tyler Hero. If you are going to...
Well, I said he was Maxey. How should I view him?
Is that a cool way to say he's worth a max deal?
No.
Tyrese Maxey.
No, Tyrese.
He's
Maxey.
Maxey.
I wish I had.
He seems Maxey.
I'm not mad at that, by the way.
I like it. I like it.
Like we could say Kevin Durant, max player, right?
Super Maxey.
No, not even max. Super max, right? LeBron James, super max. Luka Doncic, super max. Tyler Hero,
Maxey.
Maxey.
Why did you laugh, Tony, at the idea that Tyler Hero would be about the equivalent of Maxey?
Because Tyrese Maxey's so much better, and we had this conversation like the Wembanyama conversation 2 or 3 years ago. I was like, Tyrese Maxey's clearly the better player.
And now Tyler Hero's one of the most improved players in the NBA.
Most improved, sure.
No,
And had
most
a
improved
great
has to
season.
go to a guy who was number 1 overall at some point.
It's crazy.
I
So
hate the way
dumb.
they do it.
It's a dumb award.
Look, the guy has played very well. I'm not saying he's Jimmy Butler in terms of being able to take over games, but to
See, if
turn
you're
your
not-
nose at it. No, but hold
But
on.
you just said, if you're not saying
I'm not
that
saying
he's not
it
Jimmy
wasn't
Butler.
all Jimmy Butler.
What do you mean it wasn't all Jimmy Butler? It was literally all Jimmy Butler. In that playoff run?
After the Bucks
and
series.
Caleb Martin.
And
Caleb
Gabe
Martin.
Vincent.
Caleb Martin and Gabe Vincent. Right. And so what are you watching last night?
It
You're
wasn't
watching
Tyler Hero,
all
though.
of these other guys contribute. Right. It wasn't Tyler Hero, but Tyler Hero is there now as a completely different player than he was 2 years ago. I'm actually not even sitting here trying to say that the Heat are going to make this run to the finals. I'm saying I think it's valuable
You're
for
doubting the best playing team of all time.
I'm not doubting. Look, I'm not doubting anybody. I think that the Heat are capable of it. I'm not trying to predict it. Capable
can,
of going
but
in and
they
having
won't.
a competitive series against the Cavs
Okay.
and
Because you keep saying finals run, finals
be upsetting
run.
them.
This is
what
a
I'm
can but
asking
won't
is
thing.
there? All I'm asking is there any value for a team like this one to extend their season, go to the postseason, have a different collection of picks, and get guys like Khalil Ware, who's a first-round pick, an opportunity to play against the Cavs in the first round where he'll have tough matchups. It's not all always about the championship when there are experiences for your younger players to be had, especially when you're not actually losing picks by making the postseason. You're just changing the years in which you have them.
Here's the question. All right, I'm going to put an end to this.
I just don't-
silliness. Here's the question. If the Cleveland Cavaliers, they got the truth serum. We pumped them with the truth serum. Tomorrow night, how badly are they rooting for the Atlanta Hawks?
Now that I agree with.
Of course.
But
we
I-
said
Well, then that sounds
Yep,
like
I
we're
can,
done here.
but I can agree with that and also say they're not going to beat the Cavs. Both those can be true.
we said the same thing about the Boston Celtics the other night. Orlando versus Atlanta. Of course they would have rather played Atlanta than Orlando. There are easier matchups, but that doesn't mean the matchup itself is dangerous. It's just one is less easy than the other.
I don't know what the Cleveland Cavaliers have ever won. Guys on this Heat team been in the finals. Some of them several times.
Really good one-on-one
Some of
defenders
them
on that Heat team.
Several times.
Got wings
Okay.
and bigs and guards.
I gotta ask,
know,
how
several
excited, how pumped did you guys get when Mitchell had the 24-second violation?
Can I ask you something?
when he forced
I
it.
want to be serious here. Can I ask you something? Because
Go
this
ahead.
is something I'm really confused with, and I have this conversation at home with my son over like the last month. Because my son really likes what he's seeing from Davion Mitchell. And man, that block he had on Kobe White in the violation.
Oh, my God.
He's a dog. All right, that's Heat culture right there.
Oh, everyone hates that.
Is Davion Mitchell good? Because like it's one of those where I don't know. I can't tell.
Why can't it just be he's a really good perimeter defender?
No, I'm talking overall. Like he might be good, but I don't know. I can't tell.
Some nights.
I think he is a talented player.
It's a lottery pick.
I also think that when you burn through 3 teams in like 3 years,
Right.
that means something.
Right?
Well, and like Gabe Vincent, he's shooting 1,000% from 3 right now. So that sort of changes things.
Aliens real? With Jeremy Corbell, host of Weaponized.
Now, this guy's making sense so far, but I just want to know, I'm a little skeptical when it comes to this stuff, so I'm going to let you guys know at the end of this where this guy falls on my kook meter. I just want to throw that out there. I don't want to be disrespectful. My name's Chris.
Chris, hold on. Let me ask you something. Extraordinary evidence requires what? Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, right? You're one of those guys.
That's right.
Okay, cool. So I believe that extraordinary claims, that they require evidence. I think it's extraordinary that people don't know the evidence. So it's not your fault. Skepticism is good. I am more skeptical than you know. We've never met, Chris. But here's the deal, brother. If you are not caught up, that's not my fault. That's yours.
Meter's moving.
Let's get you caught up right now.
He's calling you ignorant, and
No, not at all. What I'm saying is that
calling you a kook.
the stigma is so vast. It's in our military. The stigma is what causes lack of information. We are in a data-rich environment when it comes to UFOs, but the public, the general person, taking their kids to school, paying their bills, it's a data-poor environment, and it doesn't need to be that way. So let's get there, Chris.
You're in a pink room with a safe and a typewriter.
I am. Pink is my favorite color. You
Yeah.
busted me, and I don't know what you're talking about the safe.
Is there an alien in that safe, or
what an
Can't
alien?
confirm nor deny what's in the safe. Sorry.
What is the evidence? What evidence do we have?
Okay, so it depends what you're talking about. Like, on what level do you want evidence? I've released military-filmed, Pentagon-confirmed, UFO-designated footage. I mean, you're talking about craft that do things that we can't do. I'll give you one example, because if you want evidence, how long a show we got? Very simple. Commander David Fravor off the west coast of California in 2004, he engaged an object, a craft of unknown origin. He was tasked and set out there on a training mission. When he went out there, he observed, but not only that, Commander Chad Underwood filmed what we now know as the Tic Tac UFO. This object had abilities far beyond thousands of years of what we're supposed to have right now in the US. We know it was not US. We know it was not China. We know it was not Russia. Whose was it? This craft was able to drop from 80,000 feet, actually above that, because that's the scan volume of the radar system they were using. It could drop above 80,000 feet, so from outer space, all the way down to sea level like that in less than a second. Now, you tell me what we have that does that. That's tracked on radar. That's tracked on satellite. That's tracked on the ASA system on the pilots. And we have visual confirmation from 5 pilots. So you tell me, whose machine is that? That's the extraordinary evidence for the extraordinary claim that there are objects out there we don't understand.
Mike McClung is proof, right?
Mac.
Who's that?
Mac McClune?
Matt McClung.
The guy who won the dunk contest.
Nailed
the
it.
tiny
So
white
double
guy.
fine.
Yeah.
Double fine.
Yeah.
Oh, man, all I watch is
He's an alien.
jujitsu and movies. I don't know anything about sports. I'm sorry.
Whatever the fuck his name is.
It's okay. It's all right. It's not
Jeremy, what do they want? The
Who's
aliens. The aliens.
Okay, but you're making an assumption now. So what do you call an alien? Something that is unknown to you, you say is alien to you. If you're talking about beings from another planet, you're making a leap in logic, which I don't know yet if that's true. Although I do suspect by the types of propulsion systems that are documented from our military that they do come from somewhere else. So they will be alien to you. They will be alien to me. But I don't know exactly what that means. What do they want? That was your question. How could I know that? I don't even know what I want.
It's fair.
The podcast series
What are you on for? I mean,
is called
you don't know what they
Weaponized. His show explores strange phenomena, UFOs.
He just blinked for the first time in this entire
He
interview.
did. Yeah. He's
Cover
one of
I'm
them.
not an alien.
Conspiracies,
That's exactly what an alien would say.
hard evidence related to the paranormal, cutting edge science, big time crimes.
Do you think that there is a? We obviously know more than what we've released, and as of a few years ago, we've declassified all this, and we've totally acknowledged there are things out there that we don't understand that can do things we can't explain. But do you think a part of this is being withheld from the public now, just because so many deities would be confused by this and would not know where to go, and us as a species right now, we couldn't handle the truth?
Well, first of all, we can handle the truth. We have a right to know and need to know, and I feel a duty to find out. But is there a cover-up? Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Like, this is not theoretical. We have documents from the CIA, from the FBI. This is a historic cover-up. Nobody wants to admit that there is a technology out there that is far more superior than the greatest supernation that we know on planet Earth. So you're asking me, is there a cover-up? Man, they cover up how much they spend on a toilet seat at the Pentagon. So you're asking me if there's a cover-up about UFOs? Yeah, the answer is effing yes.
You know what? My boy's cooking right now. Let my boy cook. I'm with him.
He is cooking.
I don't understand. I don't understand that reference. Can you explain that?
You're spitting.
That's me. It's Tony.
That was Tony. That's a fine.
Yeah, sorry. It's okay.
So it's a
I don't
different
know that reference or what it
I'm
means.
saying I'm with you, brother. That you're cooking right now with gas.
Yeah,
you're cooking with gas
says
right
that he's
now.
with you,
Right.
that you're preaching.
You're not a kook.
Yeah, he lost his voice. Pardon him. He has a Cuban voice box, and it was really dry in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Is that Dan?
No, I'm Dan, and we've got an assortment of clowns parading around us.
That's good. That's good. Look, guys, I really appreciate you want to cover this topic. We kind of have fun with it, right? Everybody's like, oh, man, this is kind of crazy. The thing is that it might be the biggest story of our time. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is. It's either that there are beings that are non-human, so non-human intelligence engaging humanity, or we have some sort of deception program where we're being led to
Yeah. This episode is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Yeah!
It's not easy to talk, right, Roy?
No, this chin, the chin portion is going above my chin right now.
You may scratch your chin?
You good? Yeah.
All right, so you guys need to understand something. The reason no one wants to wear the costumes is because the costumes are always harder to do your job. We always underestimate. This has been a corporate crisis around here. Nobody wants to wear the costumes for good reasons. It's a legitimate punishment. However, I would say to all people involved, That's the stake of punishments. Like, there have to be consequences. So just like with this Zaslow bet, which I am telling you, if we do not get thousands of people to watch this game with Zaslow, because the stakes are he either gets all or nothing on work for free on his dreams, and it's just one bet for all the stakes. And even if he wants to weasel out of it, he can't. The stakes have to be maximum, all or nothing, and it has to cost something. And we need to be able to make it like a real gamble. We're working for a gambling company.
We're gambling again. Dan, I'd like to raise the stakes a little bit more. There's an app. It's called the Playback app, right? And the Playback app it allows you to watch live programming while you are also kind of on the screen as the talent. So what I'm suggesting is that we put Zaslow on the Playback app while he watches Hawks Heat so people can watch in real time as his hopes soar and his hopes are dashed by the performance of the Miami Heat. What do you think, guys?
I mean, if I choose the Heat game to put everything on the line, I haven't made a decision yet. I don't even know that we're doing that.
Sounds like you don't want these tickets, buddy.
No, listen. I'm going to say this one time, and that's the only time I'm going to say it. Don't question how badly I want to go see Pearl Jam. And let's just leave it at that. So we have an understanding now. We're good. I'm sorry that had that tone.
And the part that I'm trying to, I really need help from the group so I can get out of this quicksand. Please help me do this, okay? None of this works unless it's an all or nothing bet on Zaslow works for free or he gets the night of his life. The nights of his life. Like, that's the stakes.
Dan, I have written down here the two scenarios in which Heat win, Zaz gets, Heat lose, Zaz gets.
Oh, I like
right?
this. Yeah.
So Heat win, Zaz gets both nights of the Pearl Jam tickets. Great seats, obviously, like you said.
And gets paid for work.
It's already written down here.
All right.
So let it be written, let it be done.
Now we're cooking.
Heat lose.
Okay, I don't like that.
Zaz, no Pearl Jam tickets, either show, and indentured servitude. Yeah,
Holy
indentured
shit.
servitude.
So
just
hold on a
that
second.
was written
Hold
down
on a
there.
second.
I don't know.
Hold on a second. So my favorite team, their season is over. I don't get to see Pearl Jam and indentured servitude,
which your wife hates, by the way.
My wife. I don't know if you know this about wives.
Love money.
Love money.
I mean, okay, who?
I'm going to put unhappy wife here. Is that also
May as well.
Okay, but I don't know if you know this about husbands. Yes, love money. Everybody loves money. Yes, that's true. What is that?
Truth bomb.
He's right about that.
No, but
he's right.
Yeah, everyone loves money. Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Does everyone love money? Like, what is that? What are you guys doing?
Thank you for standing up in the name of feminism,
what
Dan.
What are you doing? You're going to do a second time the dumbass joke of wives love money? Hey.
Does everyone love money, but especially wives?
No, wait a minute. You're soaring too close to the sun. No, that's not true.
I'll fly with Zaz on this.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
Do I write
not.
kids hate you too there or no?
You want me to call my wife? Ask her?
Absolutely not. I won't allow you guys to do that. You're simply wrong. God, what idiots I work with. Like, absolute bozos.
I'll call my wife.
No,
She'll admit to you.
Like,
I'm not going to do it,
ask her right now.
No, look. Look. I run a business. I know how much you guys like money.
But then there's the wives.
No. Nope. I don't believe the wives. Nope. I don't believe the wives. No, are as bad as the dudes. The stakes to this bet need to be, there's no weasel way out. If we're going to ask thousands of people to watch Zaslow, the stakes have to be indentured servitude. Like, okay, you could keep putting the high end somehow past the Pearl Jam tickets. The place we started is the Pearl Jam tickets are the dream. He does not have them unless he bets the most amount that can be bet of all the things he cares about. And one of the risks is he works for free through the hockey playoffs. That has to be the stakes.
And we know that will have a poor household for him, Dan.
Yeah, and that's the stakes.
People were asking me yesterday, hey, so you got the tickets? You're going to Pro? I'm
No.
like, I don't have anything.
He doesn't have anything.
I don't have anything.
And
You
he
gotta-
won't,
you
he
gotta
will not
promise-
get them
you gotta-
unless he works for free.
You got a promise from David Sampson, though, and that means...
No, it means nothing.
Oh, yeah.
It means
a good point.
It means nothing. So that's the stakes. You figure out how to do it. I'll put you guys on it.
I think I've heard steaks just one too many time in this segment, for the love of God.
I love steaks. Medium rare, ribeye.
How does Zaslow know where the magic creative content is?
He's a pros pro.
He just got here. He shouldn't know where that is.
All right, Zaz, you open it up, blindly pick one, and read the topic.
Unlike our steaks, the producers, well done.
Hanger?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Excellent, Roy.
Thank you.
Would you rather know every language in the world or be able to talk to animals?
This is a no-brainer.
It's every language, right?
Every language.
What do I care about what a crocodile thinks? Like, who gives a shit?
Forget those frogs.
No, I'm talking to animals, dude.
What?
Imagine you're just walking through. You're like, look at that. What the? Those birds are horny.
Or...
What? What are those birds talking about? Did you hear that? That's crazy.
You guys did that very poorly.
What?
I would absolutely want to talk to animals.
That's right.
Are you guys out of your mind to have an entire different interaction with a language of every species that does have thoughts and feelings?
Yeah, I really want to know what the bees are saying. Honey, 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 honey. Oh my
Guys,
God, the queen bee is all on my ass, man. Honey, 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 honey.
Think about the Netflix show that you could pitch. I can talk to animals.
Does anyone know, though? Or do they think you're just crazy?
That's true.
That's a better question.
Dr. Doolittle over here.
Wait a minute. That's the best question. Right there. You get the power. Do you want the power? But no one's going to believe you. No one will ever know.
You can't tell anybody that you know.
No, well, you can, but no one's going to believe you. You're never.
You would never believe that person if they told you I could talk to animals. No way.
I'd be like, no, really, your dog has a thing in its paw. Like, yeah, okay. All right, buddy, thanks a lot.
Every single person is going to ignore that what you're saying is true.
Trying to think of how you would prove it.
The same way they did in Dr. Doolittle.
No, they didn't. They just kept bringing him sick animals. Like, that's a terrible life.
Communicating with
I
them.
don't want to fix animals. I want to walk into any bar around the world and be just like, oh.
My man.
I want to impress people.
So, okay. So you just wanted to go into Taiwan and be able to order a beer.
Pretty much. Yes, and then go to Spain, to Salamanca, and like have my camera out, and then people say, "Oh, look at this tourist," and I'm like, "Oh, turista," and then I'm like, "Oh, he speaks it too."
I just wish though, like you're out on a boat, you see like a dolphin come by, like that dolphin's talking shit. That dolphin's talking shit about our boat.
You know what's more useful than that? Walking into like Athens, Greece, and then the cab driver's talking shit, and then you talk shit back, like, "Hey man, I understand exactly what you said. Don't pull that shit with me." And they're like, "Oh my God, I didn't know you were Greek." And I'm like, "That's right."
But see, I already know that I don't like people. I'd love the experience of getting to know some animals and knowing what their personalities are like. I don't need to know more people.
You're assuming the animals are going to like you, Jeremy.
They might not like me, but I'd rather have this really cool, unique experience that no one else in the history of mankind has been able to experience. Am I so wrong to want to speak to animals? I'd also love to know what my pets think about me.
All right, do you want to risk that where it's like, "Oh my God, now I can understand you, Muffin. Aren't you happy that we can communicate?" And Muffin says, "Yeah. Fuck you."
I was going to say, Jeremy, you might not like it. What if your cat secretly hates you?
Well, I really thought that I wanted to know what you guys thought about me when I didn't work here. And then I started working here, and I learned what you thought about me. And you guys might be convincing me that I might want to speak different languages instead of speaking to animals.
The more I think this out, we can't talk to animals. We can just understand them. So it's like the ability to talk to animals would be awesome. But if I'm just able to understand, I can't communicate back.
Chris, you're telling me you would love to communicate with animals. As you're walking down the street, a couple of squirrels are up there, and they're like, "Hey, look at this fat ass over here. Hey, you ginger fat ass.
I know. I would be like,
you lose weight.
what
the whole
why would the squirrels be that mean?
No, the thing that Amin is doing that's funniest there is that if the animals had the exact same problems that we do, that you're just listening to a busy
What, they're racist?
No, just a busy intersection of bees yelling at each other angrily because whatever, there's not enough honey, or they don't want to work this way.
They even know the lingo to call me a ginger. Like, how are they up on all the phrases?
I'm walking down the street. German Shepherd says, "I got my eye on you, boy. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. Oh, what's he reaching for?"
I would like to hear how they feel about me, though. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you like to hear, if not a pet, wouldn't you like to know if, what did that squirrel say? Like, because whatever.
Dan, what about, okay, imagine this. You can understand your dog. And remember the night your dog got into all the chocolate and we were all worried and we had to take the dog to the vet? What if that was actually a cry for help from the dog? The dog was like, I can't spend another day with this guy. Talking about the economies of people built on black bodies. Where's the chocolate? Give me all the chocolate. And as it's laying there, and it's like, it's like, finally, sweet release. You burst in and like, oh no, they're home early. They're home early because something happened at dinner and they had to come home early.
Do you realize that would have been my dog announcing to me that was a suicide attempt? Because
it's getting dark, actually. Maybe I don't want to talk to animals.
The dark the chocolate he ate that night, if he didn't immediately get his stomach pumped, would have been the end of him. It would have
That's what the vet's telling you.
It would have been nice for him to have been able to tell me that, I think.
It would have been like River Phoenix at the Viper Room. Too soon?
Yes.
No.
By the way, have you guys seen this? It's a trend on TikTok, and it's like they do this AI aging of people from early.
I don't like it.
I love it, man. And they play Alphaville Forever Young. I love it. I can't get enough of it. My algorithm has learned it. It just keeps funneling all this shit to me. Hey, remember what the Breakfast Club looked like? Look at them now. Like, oh, shit. Wow, Molly Ringwald, you really aged, right? Like, I love that shit. I can't get enough of it. I love it so much. I want someone to do a version of that of us. Wow. Like, 2015 Chris, and then it's like, it just kind of grows.
I don't like what you did there. I just noticed your shirt, by the way, Sturdy Wings.
Yeah, it's a great charitable organization.
Yeah, good reference.
Yeah.
I think this is an unfortunate examination of the psyches of the people in this room because, Dan, you and I both wanted to know what animals think about us, while Amin and Tony were like, yeah, let me know every language so I can go to whatever bar I want and talk shit with people, because they want to use it for the fun and glory, and we both want to use it to feel even more self-conscious than we already do.
I want to talk to the animals. I want to be able to communicate with the
Remember,
animals.
you can't talk to them in this scenario. You can only understand
Yeah,
them.
I want to be able to understand the animals. I only speak English. I'm getting along just fine. You know?
Yeah, but what if you could speak Spanish?
It'd be cool, but you give me a choice here. But you give me a choice here. I'd rather communicate with the animals.
But you could speak every language ever.
I
And
know.
just go and just hobnob and shake hands,
But that's
kiss babies.
more attainable, though. Like somebody
It's
could
not. It's really
essentially study, not every language, but you could study and learn a bunch of languages, whereas nobody can learn to talk
Are
to
you going to
animals.
get bored of talking to animals at some point? You're going to be like, oh, okay, this guy.
Dude, I'm going to
again.
write books. I'm going to start podcasts. Like, you don't know the content opportunity if I can understand animals.
Dude, he could walk into the what are they called? The Panthers locker room and like communicate with all those Russian dudes and stuff, man. Like immediately
Imagine going to the zoo and communicating with actual panthers.
You know the credibility that comes along with walking into a locker room, going to the foreign player and saying, I speak your language fluently. And he's like, Dan, you talk about this all the time about the Spanish-speaking baseball players. The reason they don't like anybody is because no one understands them. But then if you speak their language, they open up. You would be the greatest sports broadcaster of all time because you could do any interview with anybody. Shohei, hey, guess what, Shohei? Get that interpreter out of here. Yeah. You're going to have to answer some of these questions for real.
Wow. I want to know what those animals really think of Ron McGill at the zoo. I want to sit down with that rhino.
Money.
He comes over here. He shows off. He throws you a snack. You hate this guy, don't you?
The stakes that the stakes that Ron McGill would put on. If you asked Ron McGill, what would he want more than anything in that man could have? And I imagine that he's closer to fluency with animals than most. But if I gave him that ability, I would think he would want no other ability given to him while walking the planet beyond that one. The ability to know to communicate correctly with animals with fluency. Would it not be his most valuable thing?
For Ron McGill, sure, that's his job. He works at a zoo. This is an incredibly important and beneficial thing. For any other human being, I guarantee you 2 weeks in, you're like, okay, enough. I get it. You like acorns. You like acorns.
Okay, but that puts us at the top of the food chain. I would love to have a podcast with animals at the zoo bitching because people don't want to take care of the animal kingdom.
But they can't hear the podcast, right? Like you do the podcast,
I'd be the
but
only
then nobody else can listen.
I'm assuming in this scenario, I'm legitimately the only. That the scenario is different than the one I presented to you. It'll make you crazy if you're the only one who can talk to the animals, but you can't tell anyone and nobody believes you. But you're the only one who can talk to the animals and everyone believes you and you're the one. It is, as Chris says, a fountain of a content opportunity because not everybody like you guys is cave people at the top of the food chain who don't care about animals.
Dan, we care about animals. You don't need a genie for this. Right now, let's assume right now you have the superpower. You can communicate with animals. Go convince anybody out there. Go. Who's going to believe you?
No, I'm promising you.
This is what your podcast is going to sound like, respectfully. Oh, wow. So Nibbles really likes the Panthers tonight over the Lightning. They said that ass is going to get took. Oh, wow. Scrappy thinks that the Heat are really going to go on a run in the playoffs.
How about this? If you communicate with horses or with greyhounds, you can win a lot of money. The track.
Hold on.
You bet the wrong one. The guy's like, I got a good feeling about this. And you're like, buddy, this guy sucks.
You get the Stugotz of greyhounds. It's like, it's a done deal. I got this, buddy. I got this.
Comes in 8th place.
I'm doing laps.
I'm just trying to win some bets.
Speaking languages helps you win bets.
Exactly right. So it all comes back to what happens in a bar and how much money can I have.
Dan, think about this. You want to make money?
Unbelievable.
You want to make money?
Man.
Watch this. I go on a trip with some friends, right? Let's go to Kazakhstan. And I walk up to them and I say, $100. I can get this guy to hand me his hat. And then I tell the guy, hey, I'll give you 100 of euro currency, which is a lot smaller than $100. Just hand me your hat for a second. I'll hand it back to you. And he goes, oh, sure. He gives it to me and he gives back. And boom. And now all of a sudden, my friend's like, oh, my God, how'd you do that? I was like, lucky guess, I guess. And I just do this over and over again. Then I get in with the millionaires. And then I make bigger bets, right? Much bigger bets. Like, hey, $100,000. I could get Alexander Ovechkin to hand me his skate right now, right? Just the one skate. And I can say, Ovi, do me a band to make a dance. I love that song. He's like, oh, yeah, me too. Hey, hand me your skate, and I'll hand it right back to you. He's like, oh, cool, right? And he hands me his skate. I hand it back to him. Boom, $100,000. And then I get bigger bets. Now I'm with the billionaires row. And now we're betting like things like elections, right? I say, hey, I bet you I get Putin to dap me up. All right, okay. Hey, Putin, guess what? I'll deliver to you the entire American democratic system. Just dap me up. And like, cool, boom. And now I'm running the world, Dan, just off of learning languages like that. Come on. And, meanwhile, you want to go talk to freaking ants and be like, oh, how'd you build that like anthill? And I'm like, oh, wow. They said it was a lot of hard work, guys.
If I can communicate with horses, you know how much money I can make on an exacta?
See, this is ridiculous.
You have the horses knowing, like, who's good and who's not.
Yeah, that's right. They communicate with each other, and now I'm in the game.
What if it's just a full of shit horse, though?
Well, I'm going to learn because I can communicate. I'm going to learn their ways.
The horse lied to you.
Isn't that what we're all doing already with sports and gambling?
Yes, it's like imagine if like Jonte Porter told you something like, "Oh yeah, like
in this game."
The ants would be so disappointed by every conversation we've ever had around here about how we analyze games. In fact, every Heat conversation. Hey, what are the humans doing? They're talking about the Heat again.
You have me befriending the Jonte Porter of horses.
You don't know them apart. They all look like horses to you, but meanwhile, they know. They know. It's like, oh, man, this guy's hanging out with Jonte Porter over here. Meanwhile, the ants are like, He says he got to go back to work. Oh, wow. The ants are working. Thanks, Dan.
I got to salute you, Amin, for trying both the ants and the bees there. You did good work. That's I mean, you had small-brained animals, not a lot to work with. I appreciate the effort there. They were good. Yeah, you did. I did not know you had the horse in your arsenal.
I also have a cow.
It's a good cow.
Yeah, we got a cow that comes up and says, hey, Tim Kirkson, I really need to get milk just by this one udder right here. Just keep going. There's a little bit more milk in there. Come on, don't stop. Oh, it's so much milk. It's so much milk, Tim. Thank you.
Gross.
Thank you. Oh. Hey, Calvin, Kirshen's here. Go ahead. Come on, guys.
How is it that
Calvin.
How is it that happened yesterday and we just skipped past it? That Tim Kirkson's not merely bad at technology, that Tim Kirkson doesn't understand how to milk a cow in such a way that made it obvious that Tim Kirkson would unsuccessfully try to milk a male cow.
It's incredible. It's unbelievable. Like
a grown man, he's near 70 or after 70 years old. That's not a thing that a human being can't know.
That's something that you learn well before you become a baseball expert, right? Yeah. Like this maybe like 6, 7 years old. Hey, they're boy cows and they're girl cows. The girl cows give us milk. The boy cows will try to convince you they give you milk, but no, don't believe them. Don't listen to them.
Do the boy cows try and convince us when we walk over there?
They sidle up like, oh, got so much milk. Oh, so much milk in me. Just give it a squeeze.
I mean, Meet the Parents taught us this. I mean, I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
It's not my nipple, but go ahead.
Roy, how are you holding up? You seem is the stick? You seem uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think this jersey is a bit too small. It's smaller than the actual jersey I'm going to wear during Learn to Play in a month. So it's kind of tight on me right now.
Why aren't you opening your mouth?
Again, the chin is right here on my lip.
Safety.
Yeah, safety.
It looks like he's getting better as the show goes on. I'm going to say that right now. You look a lot more comfortable than you did when you first walked in.
But here, Roy, you correct me if I'm wrong, because the way that he walked in, he had a command of the room he does not presently have. There were people here, and they were acting like bees and horses. I need him to get control of the room. It is a really sweet idea to actually care to wonder what the animals think of us. We don't care. We get the translations to Ron McGill and say, get out of here. We'll give you a bunch of money for your donation and get out of here. You're a loon. Don't care about the animals so much. We've got bigger problems. The humans are at risk.
The downside is like learning stuff we don't want to know. Like, where it's just like, all these animals at the zoo, they're isolated, so they're all crazy people. Like they're just like talking to the rocks, like, hey, good to see you today, rock. And it's just like, oh, that's sad. That elephant's talking to that rock over there.
Wait till you start talking to people who tell you the plants have languages that we do not know.
Aaron Rodgers?
That's a whole podcast industry for itself. You can secretly talk to the plants as well.
That would be boring. That I'm out on. I don't give a shit about what
Don't pee on me. Please don't pee me. Please don't pee on me. Please. Oh, shit. They're big again.
Oh, God, here comes Greg Cody again.
It's in my eyes.
Oh, no, not the lawnmower.
Oh, the lawnmower. That must be traumatic.
Oh, God.
Did that. Oh,
shit. The guy's coming out with the lasers.
They're like, run. Hold on.
The weed whacker.
Or is it just a haircut?
No.
That's true,
There's no way they trust us. No way.
Maybe they do look at it as just a haircut.
No.
Finally, this guy,
They're
man.
killing our friends.
Or maybe they want part of the action. It's like, please, Stugotz, pick me, roll me, smoke me, Stugotz. Yes. Oh my God, Nirvana.
Don't chop down my brother. No.
Thank you, Roy. I really do feel bad for you today. That job cannot be done successfully under any circumstances. It cannot be done successfully under these. There are too many people yelling at you. Gas bag of the week is not available to a fingertip. Your gloves are way too big. But I will say, and I cannot dispute this, today is the day that when you walked into this room, into the room in management to run this show, you have never looked more physically imposing. You have never looked larger than the room around you, everyone smaller than you. And that has since fallen apart.
Yeah, it's because I'm sitting now. I'm not standing anymore.
But we would all agree that Roy in a hockey uniform gave off the hockey playoffs are here, and big, fast, strong people are about to be bigger, stronger, and faster because the most fun stuff is coming our way. And now Zaz is going to say the train is coming 2 different ways, and he's got a whole lot more belief in one of the teams than he does in the other.
Well, I mean,
he's got a whole lot more belief of one of the teams than the other.
You know what's going to happen, though, this Sunday.
No,
Game 1.
don't do this.
You know, though, right? I mean, Panthers, Lightning,
Wait,
Game 1.
What's going to happen?
It's been a full year. Lightning get that ass took.
Oh, yes.
There's an ass.
So
It's
back.
about to get took.
So back.
Okay.
Oh, it's my drugs. I love these playoffs, the Stanley Cup playoffs. It courses through my veins. The agita, the anxiety that I have the entire game. I'm and then the end, when the final buzzer goes, the horn, and the Panthers won the game. Oh, it's the greatest feeling. But those 60 minutes, though, before, it's my drugs.
Is there any particular reason, have you guys noticed that this keeps happening? Is there any particular reason, Zaslow, that when I put you to your allegiances, I know I can ask you the question right now, who do you believe in more right now? And it would be the Panthers by leaps and leaps and leaps and bounds.
Yeah. Because they're legitimately, I mean, it's also been proven, they are legitimately a great team, okay? I'm confident in the Heat tomorrow night. They're playing the stupid Hawks, all right? Like, what are we talking about here? The Panthers, that's a great team that has a chance for a dynasty. I mean, they're trying to get to a 3rd straight Stanley Cup final, a 2nd straight Stanley Cup win. Yes, I am supremely confident in my favorite little hockey team.
Yeah, it didn't take that long for the Panthers to adjust to Paul Maurice's system, and that system is very much built for the playoffs. A lot of forechecking.
It's hard to understand you with the cheese.
Yeah, I know. I can't even speak.
Roy,
oh, there it is again.
Is rust the thing in hockey? Like
Rick Rust for Aaron Ekblad?
I'm just saying, like, a lot of these guys have been out for a while.
You saw Chucky was doing the rounds yesterday, media. He was on the shows yesterday.
Not all the rounds.
He's going to be back on Sunday. He'll be back.
Roy, you are in a position right now where your hockey show is blossoming. You are a hockey expert. We have you in a position right now where it's not very easy to do your job, as I need you to promote the hockey show, because the hockey show is going to soar over the next 2 months of crazy, crazy insanity with Rose and Dwork. You need to be able to promote your show, but you're in a costume, and I need you right now to be great with Zaslow on hockey, but you want to be passionate, but you can't speak because you're wearing a chin strap.
No, it is very difficult. Actually, it's very difficult to speak normally as it is now with this mask on.
A totally unfair position I have put him in.
You sound like a ventriloquist, like an amateur ventriloquist.
Just a thought here. Maybe we take the mask off.
Or loosen the chin strap.
No.
I mean, the rules don't allow. You got to wear a helmet.
Yeah, I got to wear a helmet. Yeah, I can't.
There have to be consequences. I don't think you guys understand what punishments are. How is it possible that you guys don't understand that there have to be consequences on punishments?
What did he do to have to wear the costume today?
You don't want to know.
Yeah, you don't want to know. I lost during football season. I got to wear this because of the grid of death is one of the punishments for me.
Do you know this? Look, I'm going to tell people. I don't think anybody knows what I'm about to say.
Yes.
Maybe Zaslow is one. No, Joy Taylor would also know this.
Okay.
The grid of death was stolen from Zaslow's show.
Yes.
So hold on a second.
Finally.
Hold on a second.
Finally.
Hold on a second.
Finally.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Finally.
Hold on. This is scandalous in 790 circles. This is
something that me and Joy Taylor and Amber Wilson have spoken among us many a times.
Wow.
This show, I wasn't going to bring it up. You brought it up, though. So now we've opened Pandora's box. Everybody knows that. You stole Humiliation Pool. I did Humiliation Pool. You put another name on it, Grid of Death.
Cooler name.
You stole Humiliation Pool from my show. We had the Wheel of Humiliation. You have your grid of death. These are the same thing. You stole it.
I believe it. I believe it was the 20th century poet Sean Carter who said, "You made it a hot line, I made it a hot song." I think he thinks that it was a nice idea, but it was very primitive. We took it, we polished it up, we gave it bells and whistles, we made it into a monster.
Finally, the truth comes out.
So I'm glad I finally get to address this because he deserves this honor. He's a legend in the sports radio industry, and him, Amber, and Joy did an amazing show for a long time here. This was a flat-out thing that was stolen by none other than me personally. Just stolen.
This is a hell of an admission.
It wasn't anybody else. I did not ask them.
Wow.
They were doing something. They were spinning a wheel or doing something. I'm like, wow, that's a great idea.
Yep.
Those people are actually
It's called the wheel of humiliation.
suffering the consequences of what they're doing.
Yep.
And I'm like, all right, let's grab that. Stolen.
What were some of the humiliations they had on this?
Better
wheel?
ones than we do. You guys won't do any of them. Thousands of times, people who were interested in entertaining the audience with actually having consequences, their punishments were thousands of times better than yours.
Zaslow, tell me some of your punishments that you guys had.
I mean, one of them where we get shot up with the paint guns, paintball. That was tough. That was tough. Another one, Joy Taylor. She had to wash our cars while dressed a specific way. And
good times.
Another
yeah,
one.
Oh, so much
I'm
better.
glad we got here.
Good
Long time ago.
This is
Good
great.
time.
A
See?
long time ago.
I mean, I think anyone would wear a bathing suit outside.
Okay, that wasn't probably what was
It was a
happening
tuxedo.
Brett Romberg had to dress up. He had to wear a dress and go shopping at Publix one time.
there. Okay, also
somehow more
also
So
probably-
funny.
Wow, Dan.
You know what?
Really good job, Dan.
Wait a
Glad we
minute.
got here.
Wait, so we did polish it up.
Bells and whistles.
Okay, so the idea, as you mentioned earlier, and saved by retrospect. Oh, that was primitive. Okay, let's do that better than that.
How about one time you had to give foot massages to everyone else on the show? That's humiliating.
Okay, all of these things. All of these things are, as I remember, they were more creative liabilities. As I remember, they were they were consequences that were worse than those. We still haven't found consequences to what it is that we're doing here today. And while the magic creative content moved me off the subject matter, I would like to know in a break or somewhere else, I want to know how it is before the end of the show today. I get the payoff of Zaslow is playing for everything tonight.
I had to get our backs waxed one time.
I don't care how we arrive at it. I will not leave today without knowing that Zaslow is – let's make the stakes the next Heat game, and the consequences are going to feel huge. It's not going to be about just money, but it's going to be a big moneyed consequence. We all understand this, yes? That what we're doing here.
I think we have the consequences. They're right here on the board.
All or nothing, Dano. Pearl Jam tickets both nights, plus paid work if they win. If they lose, no Pearl Jam tickets, indentured servitude, unhappy wife, kids hate you.
Had to eat a gas station hot dog one time.
Oh, no.
Delightful.
Which gas station?
Thanks for the invite.
I think there are good gas station hot dogs. I think
7-Eleven, yeah.
I think you guys are now amateurs on what it is that convenience stores can make.
Those Quick Trips? I had a whole meal out of Quick Trip.
Well, 2 taquitos for $3 all day.
A Thirst Buster?
That was a punishment I had to do with the taquitos.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Pablo had to eat pickled pig's feet. That seems disgusting.
Lucy had to dress up as Bobby Petrino.
The worst ever is Mike when he had to eat the tripe. That one was the worst
That's
ever.
terrible.
That one's the absolute
Billy
worst punishment.
Onion wasn't great.
One time I had to get smacked in the face with a fish.
A real one?
It was dead.
What kind?
Goldfish?
Sardine?
Trout.
Well,
Tuna?
Mike Trout.
So there
Mike?
have been a couple of times around here that I have been truly disgusted. The Billy Gill onion story is crazy to me. I still don't understand it. Billy Gill, it's having to eat a whole onion was the bet. And he took a few bites, started throwing up, and then what happened?
He ate it like an apple. We're going to get the crunch, the famous crunch. It was just
Well,
as bad as it sounds.
Ended up hospitalized.
Well, but
Kidney stones.
So But those things, they can't be combined, can they?
I believe an onion will dehydrate you, and the dehydration will cause the kidney stone. Oh. That's not us getting like a fake sounder. That is Billy biting into an onion.
So that is Billy actively poisoning himself on the air if we had known that the onion was that dangerous.
To be fair, I could bring my dad in to have this challenge, and he will clean it up, man.
No way.
And ask for more. No. My dad has a snack. We'll just get some raw onions.
No.
Just raw onions
wait
and start
a minute.
popping them.
Hold on. I do not believe that there has been a character I don't believe there's been a character through human history, even in fiction, who has ever walked around eating an onion like an apple. Tell me that's existed. So you're telling me that 2 or 3 bites of onion are going to poison you, or they're going to dehydrate you so much that you're going to be hospitalized like Billy?
My father, as a snack, will take. Now he won't take it like an apple, but he'll chop it up. He'll squirt some lemon on it. He'll put some other spices and seasonings, and then he'll just start eating it. Like, just go to town.
Okay.
And however many are on that plate, he's going to eat them all.
Okay, but but that's still not the same as eating it as an apple, is it? Tony, are you with me on this? Like, eating an onion like an apple, I would assume that would make everyone listening to this wince.
It's insane behavior for sure. I think a weak man, that would happen to him. Like, Billy's not, like, stomachally very well.
A weak man?
Yeah.
Look, Billy grew up.
Nobody gets dehydrated, goes to the hospital off eating an onion. That's crazy.
Billy grew up with all the trappings of modern society,
right.
man. Air conditioning and running hot and cold water and cable TV, internet, all this stuff. My father grew up in a village.
What'd he have?
In Africa, man. Like, the dude, when he was like 18, went hitchhiking from Sudan to Europe with like $10 to his name.
How far is that?
That is a long-ass way. The dude had to cross over and take boats and shit and then hitchhike, didn't speak the language. He told me, like, in Turkey, he would just go to the back of the restaurant and they would open up the vats of like whatever they're cooking like this, and he's like, this. Now, my father, he would have loved the ability to speak every single language, because then he wouldn't have to do all that.
Coordinated over generations. So it's good to have fun with this, but let's be honest. Isn't this curious?
Super. And if this technology is out there and can do things, and this is just one ship, then one would make logical assumptions that if they have this type of technology, they have technology to do worse. Why haven't they? Why are they just observing?
Playing with their food.
Why is everything... it's a lot of people get skeptical of UFOs because it's a lot like Bigfoot in that, okay, but nobody can get me a crystal clear image of this.
Nothing like Bigfoot.
No, but
we have so many photos and images, and the Pentagon confirmed, and we have military pilots that come forward with footage, radar, sonar, thermal, everything. There's nothing like
And
Bigfoot.
I've seen the videos that you're mentioning, but still, you referred to it as a tic tac because it appears as a tic tac. There's still, what we have out there, people can still dismiss as that's got to be something else. There isn't the one great holy grail piece of footage where you can see definition in these things, and
that you've seen. But hold on,
is that what's in the safe?
That's what's in the safe.
Okay, check it out. Let me give you something. So why is it called the Tic Tac UFO? This is freaking hilarious. So the guy that filmed it is named Commander Chad Underwood. He was under Commander David Fravor, who was head of the Black Aces. And when they engaged this UFO for the military, the guy comes back from filming this, and the stigma is so bad. So the guy's asking him, kind of in the CIC, they call it, which is the Combat Information Center. They're saying, so what did it look like? And all this guy's thinking is like, if I tell him, it's going to sound crazy. So he started thinking about 80s movies, and he's like, Airplane. I remember that movie. And there's this great scene in Airplane where they're describing a plane. And he's like, it's cylindrical. It looks like, I don't know, a Tylenol with wheels. And he was like, I can't say Tylenol. That's too crazy. So he's like, looks like a Tic Tac, sure. So that's how it got the famous name, the Tic Tac UFO, because it was oblong. It was this kind of a chalkboard white, or kind of like drawing board white. And it was just an unbelievable machine that could do maneuvers that seemed immune to inertial effect. And what that means for people as about my level of smartness, which is I had to learn what inertial means. I looked it up on Google. But it's like the idea that it can move instantaneously without deceleration or acceleration. So this thing is going ping-ponging. Like imagine you take a glass of water or you take a glass that's empty and you put a ping pong ball inside and shake it around. That's how fast it worked. Normally, human beings that were occupying that craft would be turned into jelly because of the amount of force when they move at that rate and speed. So it's pretty amazing, actually. That's why they call it the Tic Tac UFO.
So I'm pretty fascinated by all of this. And right now it seems as though we're looking at the news and there's green lasers being shot down on top of Hawaii and chunks of the sun are flying off. And there's all these UFO sightings. Could it be China? Could it be all these weather balloons? I'm going to be real with you. Kind of feels like we're on the precipice of something bigger here. An invasion, perhaps. Do you think that there is something out there that if it has this technology, it could destroy us if it wanted to?
Well, for sure, the technology that we are witnessing can be weaponized. And I'm going to shoot you straight here, and you don't need to believe me because we'll see if I'm right. But the technology itself can be weaponized. The propulsion systems themselves are a matter of national security, is my understanding from direct communications that I have with people. We're actually talking weapons of mass destruction. Imagine if you had a technology that was so powerful, it could bend space-time, it can bend gravity. That could be weaponized. Now, is this war of the worlds? No, we got Biden shooting down balloons over the U.S. It's so ridiculous. This has been with us for a long time. So if whoever operates these technologies, let it be terrestrial, some nation we don't know about that's just been here thousands of years, or if it is from somewhere else, and you choose your poison on that, non-terrestrial, non-human intelligence, other planets, other dimensions, I don't even know what that means. There's nothing to fear because it's been with us for a long time. And also, if this type of civilization or this type of entities that make these craft, if they wanted to hurt us, you figure they would. However, if you want to get dark and weird, I just released on our last episode something about cattle mutilations, which I had an allergy to. I was like, oh, what is this about? This has nothing to do with UFOs. God damn, was I wrong. Turns out the FBI studied this back in the day, and this is all documented. And you can look at the FBI files on cattle mutilations. So my question to you is, if you are raising a herd for food of cattle, do you feed them? Do you give them water? Do you give them antibiotics if they're sick? Do you actually genetically alter them in some way to make them better food for you? I sure hope that's not what's going on here. I don't think it is, and I'm kind of making a joke. But the point is, we haven't been harmed. Maybe we've been assisted. So whoever this is, whatever their intent, scientifically, we should look at this, we should explore it, and we should look at it sober-minded and reduce the stigma. If we can reduce the stigma, then we're going to see what's right in front of our eyes.
What can I, as a normal person, do about any of this?
I'm not sure you're a normal person. You could be a reptilian from Zorgon, but here's the deal. Good question. Normal person. What can you do? Be loud. Ask questions. Have normal conversations. Look at the evidence. Start listening. Watch the 60 Minutes episode with Commander Fravor and Dietrich was her name, another fighter pilot that saw the Tic Tac. Look at the releases that I put out. Watch the interviews I did on CNN. Watch and listen and try to understand the evidence. Now, I have just started dropping UFO bombs, right? I have been known or become known as somebody that obtains and releases as a journalist what was once classified, but the moment I make it public, it's unclassified because there's no designation, images of UFOs filmed by our military. And I'm telling you, I've just started. So pay attention, have conversations, do podcasts like you're doing, and maybe write some people, some representatives, and say, hey, I actually want to know what's up. What's up with UFOs?
Do you have a best theory on what's happening right now in the news where the government is shooting stuff down and doesn't know what it is that it's shooting down or claims that it doesn't know and won't reveal what it's shooting down?
Well, I don't know, a best theory. There's probably smarter people that got better theories than me, but here's the deal.
Are you tired of waiting on those 3 dots every time you text?
Hello, Casanova the Ghetto speaking.
Hello? Still there? Only to get ghosted when you're just trying to reach out? Well, we've got a man who loves a long phone call.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Not only that, he hobnobs with celebrities.
Not now, LeBron.
But he's always got time for you.
Yes, Sirski. Hello? What do you need, my friend? My friend? What do you need, my friend? Hot gossip. Do you want to talk life? Do you need some advice? You want to talk basketball? Relationship advice? Say it with your chest, or get it off of your chest.
You can get all that. All you need to do is call Juju now. Call Juju now at 650-585-8669, which spells Juju now. 650. Juju now. If you're in New Hampshire, call Juju now. In Minneapolis, call Juju now. On a plane, call Juju now. 650 Juju now. That's the number. Call now.
Call with your questions. Call with your takes. You want to phone a friend? Well, guess what? I can be that friend. Hello? Hello? What are you waiting for, man? What are you waiting for, woman? What are you waiting for, family dog? Call right now.
The Pitch Clock. It's your favorite baseball segment and podcast on the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz because it's the only baseball segment and podcast on the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz. This week, we have a very fun and competitive trivia game featuring myself and Chris Cody that gets very contentious and potentially controversial, so you'll have to tune in to see that. And we also have the guys from Cespedes Family Barbecue. It's Jordan Schusterman, it's Jake Mintz. They rock, they make us laugh, and they know more about baseball than any human beings I've ever met. They told me that Marlins reliever Lake Backer, which you didn't know was a real name, was a Division III punter in college. So those are the things that you can learn from the guys at Cespedes Family Barbecue. We're not going to get that deep into the minutia with them, but we will inform you about what's going on in Major League Baseball this season. Some hot starts, both for players and for teams, and some slow starts. So we'll get into all of it. Enjoy the trivia. Enjoy the baseball. We'll see you soon on the Pitch Clock.
We've been talking a lot about concert tickets. It's baseball season. I just bought myself, with the Game Time app, Marlins tickets. You get good deals. You download the Game Time app. You create an account. Use code Dan for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
I wanted to talk about Nico Harrison, and we'll get to that in a second because we've been a little late to this story. He is a fascinating figure. Somehow we haven't had one like this, really, a villainous executive character. He doesn't know what he's doing. Let's all laugh at him and then figure out how Dallas management explains worse and worse as they try to explain something that cannot be explained. Nico Harrison becomes a figure for a symbol, an avatar for management incompetence. There's the suit who takes the blame when he ruins everything, doesn't understand the emotion business, is an idiot, and coldly tries to explain it and can't because he doesn't understand. Luke and those people had a relationship that you have to respect that. Did you guys not see what happened to that Super League? Because Europe actually respects its things. That thing fell apart because you can't just come over here and buy everything, rich people. That's not how it works. Like, the Luka relationship's not supposed to be something with your Super Maxi, your Super Maxi Max, whatever. You're not supposed to be able to just come in and buy that relationship because you don't care for it. It's why it was so confusing. So we'll get to that in a second. We got to get to Mad Dog as well because Zaz is telling me I got to play some Mad Dog sound.
Oh man, it will not disappoint.
I have not heard, but I wanted to get a Means perspective on, as an executive and somebody from basketball specifically, watching Travis Hunter come over to football with what I'm assuming we're all going to believe is an empty threat, but it's just a wild thing to say, entering the league, telling your future employer, a league that has proven to be fairly conservative in terms of giving people like you the power you presently want, which is to strut into the league as the Deion Sanders thing and say, hey, who do I work for here? I don't work for you. If you don't play me both positions, offense and defense, whether you think it's right or not with me as an asset, I'll quit on the spot. Now, I want to say it's an empty threat, But God, I hope it's not an empty threat.
If you don't allow me to work more than anyone else, game over. I quit.
That's my favorite part about all this is that, like, we're all pretending that these teams are going to say, no, you've got to pick one. And I'm just waiting for the team to draft. Like, yeah, go ahead. And then, like, after a week of OTAs, he's like, Jesus Christ, this is a lot harder than I. Can I just pick one? No, you said you were going to quit. You got to do two. And then run him ragged all summer long. By the time we get to camp, he'll be begging to play one position, and it'll be special teams. He doesn't even want to do anything else. Wow.
What an interesting way to look at it, and probably doesn't really explain how we lovers of sport could explain to you, well, wait a minute. If he could do it in college, why couldn't he do it in the pros? And you're saying it'll run him too ragged because it'll be just way too much. All of it's too much, but he doesn't think it is.
Dan, this happens to us in the NBA all the time, where there are players who are like, they don't run any plays for me, man. What runs a play? Why don't you get me the ball? I'll do it. And finally the coaches will be like, you know what? All right, clear out for him. Give him the ball. And then force feed him for a quarter. And then when that player realizes, like, shit, this is hard. Like, creating against a defense that's waiting for me and no one's helping me. And, never mind. I get it. I like my role. It's a lot easier to just cut and make layups. Same thing here. You could talk about what you want. And trust me, when I hear language like that, I'll quit and all that, that doesn't sound like, to me, the player. That sounds like people around the play. Man, you know what you should do, man? You should tell them you quit if they don't let you. And all the people hyping him up. Like, yeah, it'd be so great for your brand, dude. If you play both, you'd be the first guy. Like, yeah, I did do it in college. And then you find out, oh, everyone here was elite in college. Everyone here is great at their job. And it's not just the physical demands, but, I mean, we'll talk to Hawk tomorrow and ask him about it. How much – I talked to Hawk about this last Friday. I said, how many meetings did you guys have? He said, we had a team meeting, and then we had the offense meeting, and then we had wide receivers meeting, and then we had the special teams meeting. Now, double all that shit for this kid. Forget about the physical part, Dan. All the homework, all the playbooks, all the video, all of that stuff. It's so much work. And then you realize, wait a second, I don't get to hang out with my girlfriend who wants to be a brand too and wants me to support her in the things she wants to do. I don't get to hang out with my friends. I'm basically all day long doing homework, and that, add on to that, the physical demands of, Jesus, I'm exhausted, I'm getting hit all the time. There's a reason why nobody does it. It's not because we're too conservative. It's because it's too much to ask of one person, but he'll find out the hard way.
You can't split yourself, right? And that's the thing. Like, if you're going to be a wide receiver, you need to be committed to being the best wide receiver you can be. If you're committed to being a cornerback, you have to be at the cornerbacks meeting and the DBs meeting and do all the things you got to do. Hawk said it the other day. You cannot split yourself and try to input all that information and then on top of that go out on the field and then practice on one side and then practice on the other. You're just running back and forth. You can't do it.
Isn't that why we don't see more Shohei Ohtani? Like, either you're a pitcher or you're a hitter. Like, you can't do both. You need to dedicate full time to
but the part that I simply don't understand in the examination of this is there would appear to be a disconnect between however it is that Travis Hunter thinks football playing is that would make him the best at all the things that he tries, and now in the Deion Sanders household, I don't know if any of you watch the Deion reality series, like what Deion has done to get to the top of a salary bigger than Bill Belichick's in college sports is he took a couple of athletes so supreme, his son the lesser of them, and he built a college football team the hardest way through black colleges when everyone told him you can't do it. He conquered college football, told Travis Hunter he was going to do it. Travis Hunter was the number one recruit in the land. Now Travis Hunter gets to the league, and you guys are saying the way you're analyzing this is because of what his path is with whatever the business of doing football with Deion Sanders was. Because Deion Sanders thinks it's easy, and because for Travis Hunter it has been easy, Travis Hunter thinks that what the pros are is not something much harder than what he has already done, and he has the confidence that whatever we imagine just studied to be. These guys, hey, they're all at military schools. They're going 40 hours a day. They're in both playbooks. You got to know the next opponent. You got to know both sides. No human being can do it. Deion did it. Deion did do it, but you cannot do it. You will not do it. You will not work harder. You will fail in 3 weeks. Why would you know that? And he doesn't. Does he have a 12-year-old understanding of what professional football is?
When you say Dion did it, Dion did to sports, right? Which I would argue probably is easier because at least there are different seasons and you can kind of zero in. When I'm playing baseball, I'm in baseball mode. When I'm playing football, I'm in football mode, right? Versus when I'm playing wide receiver versus DB, which changes from possession to possession, and the need to be great at that. The other thing also is, how many plays do they have in baseball? Let's be real. How much homework are you doing in baseball as far as like learning play, like maybe pitch?
You're studying a pitcher's like what he throws on first pitches and second pitches.
Scouting reports, yeah.
Yeah, but like we're not talking. It's not football level.
There's a lot of film watching of yourself to improve at your own individual level, and before a specific matchup against a pitcher, you're watching and seeing what their sequencing is. But because they play every day, it's not the same amount of film work as it would be in something like the NFL. But to your point about playing two different sports being something that's beneficial, you could actually argue Shohei Ohtani is essentially doing that. Hitting a baseball and playing a position as a hitter is a completely different thing from being a pitcher, where Travis Hunter having to play on both sides of the ball in football in that individual game with the type of effort that requires, it is a more strenuous thing.
There's another part of this that we kind of been glossing over, and it's my fault because I said forget about the physical, but also they don't hit you in baseball. They hit you. Every possession in football, you're getting hit. Okay, get it. You get hit by a ball every once in a while, right? How often do guys get hit by a ball, Roy, in a game? On average?
Seldomly, not on purpose, often. But sometimes they lose control.
Somebody who gets hit by a pitch a lot will get hit 12 times a season.
The answer is not often.
Right, 12 times a season. A season, right? How many times are you getting physically hit in a football game if you're out there? Well, maybe 12 times in the first half, right? So in the first quarter, like
forgive me for this. Can you guys please look up for me who led? Because Craig Biggio would like to have a word. Getting hit with a baseball seems horrific. Horrific getting hit by a baseball.
You know what's more horrific?
And so when you guys say, 12 times a year, oh my God, no. No, please. No foul tips, none of that stuff. That ball moves fast and it's very hard. But go look up some numbers on Don Baylor. I go look up some numbers on hit by pitch. Don't tell me that's not physical. I'd be terrified to stand in and try and see somebody throw 100 miles an hour at me.
Dan, let me ask you a question. Would you rather get hit by a pitch by Shohei Ohtani, or would you rather get hit by Miles Turner?
Myles Garrett.
Miles Turner is also, I wouldn't want to get hit
I don't want to get hit by him either. But
no, but he's having trouble going between the sports. He's trying to dance between basketball, football,
he got stuck
and
with the
baseball.
miles. That's what it was. It was a mile. Northeast.
It can be
Ohio.
tough. It's a good question, though. I mean, the physical nature of what it is that we're talking about, though, I'm actually interested in the mechanics of Travis Hunter's mind here, because it strikes me that he's so confident, so arrogant, with arrogance that's earned, right? We can't say it's not earned. Like, him and Dion, and they just conquered college football for all the money and got Dion a bigger contract than Belichick's. Like, they won the biggest bet the biggest way.
Dan, they were 13-12.
Yeah, I don't know.
Over the last 2 years. Like, what they conquered. Okay, they got paid. All right, a lot of people got paid.
Colorado was terrible, though. They were terrible. They were a terrible
over
franchise.
2 years.
I don't think they won a bowl game either.
Wait a minute, guys. So they were the worst program, and then he made them matter, which is all that matters. Like, okay, yeah, and they weren't that good, and they've got 2 top picks, but Travis Hunter believes he built all that. Can he not take credit for saying, yes, I was the best?
Sure.
And when he says, I can do both, why is his understanding so limited that we can see, Travis, this is way too hard. You're not going to want to do it in 9 days. You're not going to have a life. It's not possible to do full time on both sides.
Dan, I'll give you a great example as far as the difference between the pros and college. Like, because you can do things in college. We had a saying when I worked in the league, which is everyone's got a scrapbook. Like, I was done. Yeah. Look around. Everyone here was all-time leading scorer, all-time something, right? The other night, I'm in Golden State in San Francisco watching Warriors versus Grizzlies. And
it was a good game.
It was a good game.
So
Zach
good.
Edey gets a one-on-one in the block against Quentin Post, a name no one had heard of 6 months ago. And He couldn't even take advantage of that. And I turned to the guy next to me and I said, a year ago, this guy was the player of the year in college basketball. And they were saying, I can't believe he's not in the conversation for number one. And all of us who are in the pro level are like, yeah, because this shit ain't like that over there. It's a different ball game when you get to the pros. And that's what we're talking about here. Travis Hunter did help make Colorado from a laughingstock to a mediocre team, right? He did win Heisman, right? He did play both sides. He was excellent, and he is an excellent prospect. And should he choose to be one or the other, either way, I think he's going to be great at the next level. But there is a cap to how great you can be, and that cap is I play against everybody who is great. Everyone out there is great. And so I go back to my question. Would you rather get hit by a pitch by Shohei Ohtani, or would you rather get hit by Myles Garrett? And by the way, hit by a pitch by Shohei Ohtani, that might happen maximum. Shohei just doesn't like your ass twice in a game. Twice in a game, that's the maximum. Myles Garrett can do that shit all day long.
Why doesn't Shohei Ohtani like my ass?
All right, I
got
some numbers on hit by pitches. The current active leader is Starling Marte with 161 so far in his career. Single season record, Huey Jennings back in 1896.
I was going to say that.
The modern is...
How much did Huey Jennings have?
Huey Jennings had 51.
51.
Love a good like do when you're like scanning your eyes on a website.
Yeah,
little filler noise.
When the whole show is resting on your neck,
like this helmet,
big fat white face,
and you've got a chin strap on, and you ran in here, and you're like Dan, we're late on Mad Dog and Victory Lap and Weekend Obs and Game Time this segment.
Yeah, Ron Hunt, the modern leader with 50 in 1971. Career leader is Huey Jennings.
Yep,
a chin strap on.
287. Craig Biggio with 285.
Anthony Rizzo, the all-time leader for left-handed hitters.
So, Jeremy, pitch clock is around the corner here, and I'm looking forward. I decided yesterday after that time with Kirkshin that I'm going to do that. What I would like to do here is with Zaslow tomorrow night, I want to have all the stakes around Zaslow watching this game for all the stakes.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we're going to figure it out. Right. I look, as content, it has not worked. But we're going to figure out an all or nothing consequence too. Zaslow will either work here for free during the hockey playoffs, or he will not get any of these tickets. However it is, we're reverse engineering it, because I'm telling you, he will not have these tickets if he does not win whatever this bet is.
All right, so tomorrow night, Tony, you got the board there. You have the dry erase board.
I'm looking at it.
Can you give it to me again?
I want Joe. So this is what I'm telling you, Tony. This must happen, okay? There has to be a game tomorrow night that our fan base cares about enough to watch a Heat game when they are sick of our show caring about the Heat. This is where the last embers of all the Heat shit goes to die. Zaslow says, no, it's not. It's a freight train. Jeremy says, I'm willing to believe. Andrew Wiggins, Greg Cody is seconds away, now no longer with a flap over his belly button from saying, Andrew Wiggins, a home run for Jimmy Butler. And then they'll lose to Cleveland in 4 games. But if they beat Atlanta. But if we're going to believe in something, I'm going to make you guys bet for it in a way that will make Zaslow work for free, or not at all around here during the hockey playoffs, and will have consequences, or he'll have the night of his life and 3 great fun months.
Nights.
Correct.
I think the caveat here and the grab for content is doing a live stream with Zaslow on our YouTube channel, where all of a sudden it's Zaslow at the Zaslow Mansion, of course, ready to watch the game.
Why not here?
Or here. I mean, it depends. I didn't want to take him all the way from the Zaslow Mansion back down.
I have a car.
Cooper City Rattlesnake.
No, look. Where's that? Look, when is this game?
Tomorrow.
Okay. How do we get Zaz to sit in this studio for however long it has to be for the night of his life? What you guys are not understanding is that if we put these actual stakes on it, this is going to be the biggest game of Zaslow's life.
It really will be, and I was at all the games in the NBA Finals.
Like, to have him be able to sit in the middle of huge stakes. Can we get this picture, please, of Zaslow? Who betrayed you?
Sedano, like a rat. What a weasel move by Sedano. After Game 5 in the 2012 Eastern Conference Finals, the Heat went down 3-2.
Brutal game,
Terrible
by the way.
loss at home. I was never more down until, of course, in 2023, Derek White Game 6. That right there was the lowest point, maybe, of my life. But at the time in 2012, I was despondent after the Heat lost that game because, of course, you know, the blueprint's on the line, and we're about to go, that's not the picture right there. I mean, that's mean, okay?
Yeah, that's not the
I'm not
picture.
the kid from, what is that? Is that...
King of the Hill.
No. That's not me.
No.
All right.
Damn it,
No
Bobby.
one would ever say that that's me. But Sedano, he snapped a picture of me after the game where I'm sitting underneath the bowels in like a media room.
We will find that picture, and we've shown it before.
It's a dirty move.
It was a betrayal. Look, there have been a couple betrayals today, all right? Zaslow just found out for the first time that we stole his bit.
Yeah.
And
finally.
And we don't execute it well, and nobody does their punishments, and now the...
Hey.
I had to do a gymnastics floor routine in a leotard.
That's good. The breaking news. It never stops. Adam Schefter tweets.
That was no enthusiasm there. What happened?
enthusiasm there.
That was
Do that
so
again.
boring.
DraftKings, the crown is yours. Yeah. We are back.
What just happened to him?
This is actually not the happiest story ever. That's why I was getting
is it
into
your
news
heavy?
breaking.
Okay, is it your heavy tongue? Is it?
I was getting into serious journalists.
Mark
All right.
Schottenheimer?
No one died.
Yeah.
Because you're going to hear the name
Thank
and
God.
think, maybe.
No.
Lee Corso, the legendary ESPN broadcaster,
Come on.
will make his final headgear pick on College Game Day
All
on
right.
Saturday, week 1, August 30th.
All right.
So
All right.
we're not going to get the full season of a goodbye, but week 1, we will say goodbye to Lee Corso. That's
All right.
pretty exciting because he's had I think I'm happy for him. I've been stressed out the last few years watching him on television, so I'm happy now that we can celebrate him and send him off, and hopefully he'll still be around. I just they need to keep the visual of him around, even if he's not on air as much.
Chris, would you rather be able to talk to Lee Corso or a Kane Corso?
I gotta be honest with you guys. It is for people who say that corporations do not care and that corporations can be cold. The way ESPN and Disney has handled with grace, with great grace, the aging of Dick Vitale and Lee Corso, who were never mascots and were great and are great for the brand. Seeing them get old on television and fight back from illness for that particular show, popular show, to change all around him quickly and protect him with love on television as the internet was mean to Grandpa's slurring. And man, oh man, what great care to be able to allow Lee Corso, because nobody wants to take the car keys away, right? I can't get my dad to stop driving. I'm like, Dad, don't go anywhere anymore. You're 80 years old. Stop driving anywhere. He wants to keep working.
Mike has wrote on Twitter, could this be in Miami? Because doesn't Florida, Miami play week 1?
I think it's going to be in Columbus. I think it's going to be Texas, Ohio State.
Nice.
That makes a lot more sense than Florida, Miami.
What inside info? As ESPN radio insider Jonathan Zaslow reports, Chris, is that what did you just defer to Zaslow because Zaslow works for ESPN?
Well, I travel for college football season.
But you don't own a coat and you've never been anywhere in the world.
I may have to do a little shopping this
Okay, no, wait a minute. You're not ready to be a star of any sort.
Oh,
Look at
come
that.
on.
Look what becomes a star.
Come
Look at what
on.
becomes a star at ESPN right here.
Come on.
A total homer betrayed by Sedano.
Weasel move by Sedano.
Okay, so when was this? This is the blueprint on the line game.
Yep, right before,
So,
yeah.
so listen to me. Do you understand the stakes of Pearl Jam tomorrow night? This night, Zaslow, you'll be watching the face of the Miami Heat. Do you not understand the moment we have as art? Jonathan Zaslow would say to you, Mike Ryan says, I invented Heat Twitter. Zaslow would like a word.
That is a claim.
Zaslow would like a word. Zaslow would tell you he invented Heat Twitter as much as Mike Ryan invented Heat Twitter. I don't think Zaslow would make such a bold claim, but he wouldn't say that Mike Ryan is more entitled to it than he is.
I mean, I was doing the Heat fan thing when no one was. It was all Dolphins down here. All right, everyone on the air loves the Dolphins or played for the Dolphins. I'm like, yo, step aside, Miami Heat. That's where it's at. And then they traded for Shaq, and away we go.
I mean, I want to do weekend observations with you. Can you do them for us instead of Stugotz? I don't know where Stugotz was this week. Did he forget to do the weekend observations?
Well, someone forgot to tell me, but I think I can come up with some off the top of my head real quick.
Okay.
I mean, Kevin Garnett had 26 points that night. Oh, my God.
He was a dog.
Haunted me in my sleep.
It is time for
I mean,
to share his game notes.
Wow.
No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy.
I mean,
Weekend observations.
Hold on a second. I mean, this is going to be hard to do with the buttons and whatnot.
Weekend observations. I've never done this before, so that's my fault. And it's brought to you by Miller Lite. Dan, after a season in which everyone criticized it for having too many threes and too many missed games by stars, the NBA postseason is back. 20,000 seats. Same color t-shirt draped over each one. And a generic team slogan on it, like, it's our time, or we bleed, insert color here. Postseason basketball. Goosies. What happened there? Honestly, enough with the complaining about three-pointers. From downtown, behind the arc, bang. Jimmy Butler, 38 points, 7 boards, 6 dimes. Playoff Jimmy. I miss him. Mikal Bridges, starting and fouling 6 seconds into a game to leave and preserve his games played streak. Asterisk. The rare time people are complaining about Tibbs playing a starter. Too many minutes. Too few minutes. What happened there?
That is an asterisk, though.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, are you willing to put an asterisk on it?
I'm willing to put an asterisk on this performance by me. In my personal record book, you should have to play a quarter. AminAlHassanBook.com. Coming soon. Anthony Davis was a perfect 5-0 against Domantas Sabonis this year. You know what that means? He's got his number. As long as the Clippers are playing basketball, Nick Batum will be sniffing around.
Still in the league?
Thunder.
He's a Clipper.
How is that possible?
Thunder. Do it in the playoffs. Klay Thompson. Turning back the clock. You know what the T in Thompson stands for?
Turning back the clock.
Yeah, good job, Dano. I'm not saying it'll happen, but just for a moment, can we all close our eyes and imagine the victory lap Nico Harrison would take if the Mavs win the championship?
Oh, can we do victory lap? Don't we have to do victory lap?
We'll do it later.
A little bit later.
Well, but you just mentioned a victory
I know.
lap. Nico Harrison.
It's my bad.
Nico's not here, so.
Hey, Mark Cuban, if you didn't want the Mavericks to trade Luka, maybe you shouldn't have sold the team. I mean, how about that?
Boom.
The guy sells the team, and then he's all like, oh, I would have done it that way.
Yeah, it's not my fault. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. You sold the team. Keep the team.
Sold the team to people who don't care about basketball.
That's right. Like, that's it. Whose fault would it be?
It's Mark Cuban's fault. Steph Curry was having a rough shooting night until he wasn't.
Can I just go back for a second?
Sure.
Because I know we've talked a lot about Nico, and everyone is concerned with Nico. But does Mark Cuban went to Shark Tank, has made great wealth. Is there any kind of prison for him in caring about that team as much as he does, having all the wealth in the world that you can have and got out at the right time and everything else? But also, oh my God, at the end, that's something I actually cared. They sucked the soul right out of it in a way that actually hurt the billionaire.
Got 3 more pages of this, Dano.
Oh, no.
Got to get to it. Santino's waiting. Steph Curry was having a rough shooting night until he wasn't. Greatest shooter ever. Someone please tell Buddy Hield. No player in the history of the NBA has benefited more from having one teammate more than Draymond Green did with Steph Curry. Without Steph Curry, Draymond Green is Luke Harangody.
Hold on a second.
I didn't write this.
Hold on. Can I?
Draymond, I didn't
hold
write
on,
this.
Hold on. I need to stop everything here because the train has gotten away from Roy Bellamy. I can no longer put Amin Al-Hassan in the position that he is presently in, where Andrew Santino is staring at him. Amin knows it. A professional comedian is here, and Amin is workshopping some of Stugotz's work for the first time. I will not do that to Amin as a performer. Allow our sloppiness to be something that makes Amin be out here feeling like he's performing comedy one-liners for Andrew Santino.
Got to bomb, Dan. That's part of the job.
That is true.
Got to learn how to bomb. All right. Trae Young and the Hawks steamrolled by the Magic, bringing us one step closer to the inevitable Cavs versus Hawks NBA TV series. People in sports and entertainment that connote getting steamrolled. OLI, Press Taylor, Bam Bam Adebayo. Number 5, David Blatt. Number 4, Smush Parker. Number 3, Rascal Flatts. Number 2, David Ferrer, the bulldozer. And at number 1, the 1970s Denver Broncos, Orange Crush. Don't look now, but here come the Reds. Speaking of Bam Adebayo, the Miami Heat just beat the Chicago Bulls in the play-in for the 3rd straight year. 3-peat. Bulls, you think the play-in is your ally? You merely adopted the play-in. The Heat were molded in it.
That's right.
You know what happened to the Bulls? Lights got too bright. Heat fans celebrating a play-in win like an NBA title. This used to be a proud franchise.
How dare you?
PJ Tucker. Nick. That's all I got.
Really?
Dan, you know what the L in light, the beam, stands for?
I do
Losers.
not. Okay, there we go. There we go.
DeMar DeRozan. Zach LaVine. Welcome to Chicago West. Sounds like a show I could stream on Peacock. Like the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz. There you go. Time to wink right. Death, taxes, and Jimmy Goldstein courtside at NBA playoff games. Goldie. Colorado football announced that they will retire Shedeur Sanders' jersey. You know what they say, Dano? Anytime you lead a team to a 13-12 record and win 0 bowl games, they have to retire your jersey, especially if your dad is the head coach. Nepotism. I love it. Why don't we retire Shiloh's jersey, too? Shedeur is not even in the top 5 Colorado football players of the last 40 years. Top 5 Colorado football players of the last 40 years.
There aren't going to be more. They're not going to be 5 better than him.
OLI. Nate Solder, Mike Pritchard, Daniel Graham, Charles Johnson, Eric Bieniemy, Michael Westbrook, and the entire offensive line from their 1990 national championship team. Number 5, Cordell Stewart. Number 4, Travis Hunter. Number 3, Alfred Williams. Number 2, Darian Hagan. Number 1, Rashawn Salam.
I don't agree. That's a bad list.
Didn't write it.
Bad
Doesn't
list.
matter. Move on.
No, it's not. No, I'm not going to move on. That's cheating. The last 3 were not good enough. They're not. None of them are better than Travis Hunter.
Rashawn Salam?
None of them are better than Travis Hunter.
Okay, whatever. NOS, Gauntlet. If you tell your friends you're going to a bar and they don't tell you that it's trivia night at that bar, are they really your friends? Seriously. Anybody, give me a heads up. Jesse, Fuentes, anybody, Ethan, someone let me know it's trivia night. Warriors and Rockets in the first round. Draymond Green, Dylan Brooks, collision course. What are the odds both of those guys make it through the series without being suspended?
0.
Mike Budenholzer told Bradley Beal he should play more like Drew Holiday.
That's right.
Hey, Mike Budenholzer, you should coach more like Steve Kerr. Mike Budenholzer, nickname is Bud. Shouldn't his nickname be Bood? Mike Budenholzer signed a 5-year, $50 million deal, then was fired after a single year, meaning he makes another $40 million for doing absolutely nothing for the next 4 years. Mike Budenholzer, the Stugotz is strong in you. Kevin Durant, Coach Killer. You know what the K in KD stands for, Dan?
No.
Coach Killer.
That's not.
I didn't write that one
I
either,
understand.
KD. I'm
I don't
sorry.
know why
It's
you're
just a
doing
joke. I
them.
didn't
I'm
write
sorry
it.
you have to do them in front of
Yeah.
Santino.
I wrote it.
It's vulnerable.
That's
I'm
terrible.
sorry.
And that's why he's not coming to the Heat. Speaking of KD, Katy Perry, going to space, just to announce your set list as a publicity stunt to sell more tickets for your tour. The Stugotz is strong in you. Josh Giddey looks like the lead singer of a band that Roy has never heard of. Once you lose Dirk's support, it's over for you in Dallas. Rock bottom. Hey, baseball. Hope you enjoyed a nice couple of weeks with your torpedo bats. We got it from here. Cassidy Hubbard received a beautiful tribute at the end of Heat Bulls. Her final game as she's leaving ESPN for Amazon after 15 years. So from the bottom of our hearts, here at Meadowlark Media, Congratulations on the amazing run. Tony Collins. Can't wait to see your work at Amazon. Hell of a run. Speaking of hell, Art Briles. And those are the week-long observations